Hey Stacy. Morning. Morning Bernard. Morning Variant. We got a couple of different things that we're going to try to use together. Tarot of Sexual Magic, the Menorah, and the Decameron. Decameron. As well as Urban Project. I have these as backups in case I get sick of not showing the fucking pictures of these damn cards, because you already know what's going on. Where it is, yeah, I won't be able to show most of these damn fucking cards. I don't think I should test it neither, because YouTube, they're nice. How the fuck do you stay so organized when you got like 30 days? More than 30 now, but I don't know. I don't understand how people actually stay organized with this shit. I got like 20 boxes on shit. Stop piling. See what we can show out of this one. Know what I mean? Hate you to go for a lot. I see what I could cover, maybe. And I probably could show that. Morning. How you doing? Why you keep it going for no? They rude for that song. Can I ask you a quick question? Go ahead. Let's see what's up. Wilder dreams. You could say that. Not the wildest, but definitely crazy intense. Lucid as fuck. Lucid as fuck. There's something in the air. Happy Valentine's Day. Turn that fuck on. Fires in my lately, lots of trees falling. I don't know where I've been at dream wise. It says, sir, I have a crush on the guy H. Never had a conversation. Do you see any connection in the near future? Let's see. No. Main reason why is this guy H. He's got a couple of people he's already interested in. And this is for now, right? And even in the future, what I'm seeing is that this is a player. This is someone who likes to play. They don't like to cement any type of relationship. They don't like to talk seriously with folks. Yeah, they don't like commitment in general. H more or less falls into the temptation of sex. Has no sense of like where he's at right now when it comes to adulthood, when it comes to being a grown ass man. Okay, he don't play like a grown ass man where he plays with women. If that makes sense, it's like a kid in a candy shop. You know what I mean? And that's why I wouldn't see it working out with you, particularly because you want a relationship. You know, he don't do that. Not at all. It would be sexual chemistry, if anything. And even then, I see a little bit of an issue because he likes a little bit of an older woman in the bedroom. He likes something older and wiser. Let's put it that way. He'll take anything though. Anything that has something between the legs. My bad, something right between the legs. When my daughter started trying to get back with me. Happy love day. When he try to get back with you, I do think he'll have a conversation. Maybe not about getting back with you right away. Because what I'm saying right here is that y'all took a step away or there was some kind of distance. And I do believe that this distance will not last long. Let me just say, I do think he's going to try to spin you a story. It is just a story. It is not the real truth. It is not the honesty that you're looking for. I think he wishes a lot of things once you that just didn't work out because of his particular temperament. He's got the marks of an addict on him. He's got the marks of an addict. Ain't nobody like made him this way. If it makes sense, he kind of chose this path for himself. And as a repercussion, it has him in all types of I don't know, legal trouble with the police. Troubles. Let's put it that way. I can even see drunk driving shit, which hopefully that's not the situation. You guys got a kid together and all that, but he keeps a lot of things hidden. You don't fuck with it. You don't like that. I would keep it to yourself as far as what your feelings are currently, because if you're looking for reciprocation, if you're looking for somebody to love on you, this is not the type of relationship you're gonna want. This is very codependent. He's in denial a lot of the time as well about his own feelings. So keep it 100. He's a gaslight motherfucker. Okay, you already know his games and the way he plays. So even if he came towards you and throttled you and said, baby, give me one more chance, give me one more shot, I'll make you shine, I'll make you feel this way and that way. It's not the truth. It's never been the truth. I don't know what to tell you. Let him deal with his legal troubles and his addictions. And if he's willing to do that for you, fuck. I have a feeling he ain't willing to do that for nobody. Not even his own kid. The positive outlook is that you have plenty of people that would spark your interest coming your way within the next couple of months. So, good luck. Oh, I miss y'all too. Once I got something to do. How's your cat culture? She's not in here anymore, but she's doing very good. You're gonna donate? Maybe he's gonna take his whole life for granted. He already taking his whole damn life for granted. Because someone else paid that shit for him. And Stacy had a hand in that, and his mama had a hand in that. That's how he chose to live. Alright, Mr. Reader. Mommy issues. We're gonna be dealing with a lot of those today, though. No, not you. I was talking to someone before you. But I'm gonna read you in a minute here. Let me get my music set. Super bummed my therapist. He wanted to cry. I love working with him. He was great. Oh, Amy, I'm glad you've been seeing someone you actually enjoy. But that's not the end today, you know? That's not the end today. Even though it's kind of a bummer to fucking pick through people and all that type of shit, at least you got a choice, right? You'll find another one that can help you in other ways. It does suck that you do. You got time on it. Taking a voice to quit. Let's send a hot ass voicemail. Start some shit. Alright, Mr. Shooter, what you looking for? You looking for something in general? What you looking for? Gotta get away from Kira, aka Barbara. It's always them names though. Barbara. Karen on steroids. She the Grinch. End of February, early March. Sure. I'm a little rusty, yo. I'm playing. I'm not. I'm not. But I like to say that. Super Karen. Karen the cat and shit. I say hello back. Hi, baby. Ooh, okay. Okay, reconciliation. What's with reconciliation with somebody. That's what I'm peeping for. End of February, early March. It does look like someone's coming back in your life. More what is it? Desperate, desperate way. Because I'm thinking about desperate shit. Desperate is a motherfucker. So desperate. Clutching a wallet. Clutching the wallet. Clutching the ice. Clutching everything. Look like a reconciliation to me. Yeah. I feel like, in the past, you definitely would have fallen for something like this, but whatever this is, it's someone talking to you real sweet. Okay, trying to be real smart about it too, but it's reconciliation, babe. It's there. You said I reviewed these things. That's what's up. That's who's coming through. That's one of them. Oh man, yeah, they kept saying run. How it's nerve-wracking that a person would try this with you or try to speak with you like this on this level and try to bother you like this. Go drink coffee and come back. Hey, you can't tell me what to do on this bitch. It's my damn life. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something right now. It's not like it's anything you haven't heard before. That's what I'm gonna say. That's my whole advice in this situation. It's not like you haven't heard shit like this before. I don't think it's a reconciliation like, oh y'all getting back together, y'all loving on each other, da 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 da. No. I think it's more like meeting in the minds, like let's have this conversation type shit, and the conversation goes south real quick, just like it has in the past. You know what I mean? It is who you think it is, I believe. If I do say so myself, I do think it's who you think it is. But we'll see. I think like overall, all I see is rejection, or you hands down being like, nah, I'm not fine with this. I'm not gonna play with this. I'm not gonna play with you no more. You value yourself too much. You're not fucking stupid. And the nigga better get his running shoes on. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta fucking say. Let me see what else is coming for you though. Yeah, because we trying to forget about that, but of course it always pops back up, right? What else we got? So something to do with the clink too. So something could be someone even going to prison. Someone actually getting in trouble for something. That's what I feel like. Someone going to prison or getting some sort of cops or something like that. Cops and robbers I picked up on real quick. There's that. I think he's focusing on you more than anything. More than anything. Seemed like mental illness to me. Like I said, I feel like I see someone talking to cops, talking to something like that. So I see something to do with cops or something like that. You said because I reported them to the state. Okay, well there you go. Looks like whatever you reported actually went through then. There's the end of that, right? Chat give out. Never mess with the Virgo. They are talking about something to do with therapy or some type of, I know it's serious too. It could be therapy or talking to like a counselor or something like that. It might be something suggested to you just because I feel like a lot of the pressure right now is kind of going to your, your angry parts, your more emotional parts. I feel like, appreciation right now is hard for you because you're kind of distracted. So they're talking about getting help or getting therapy or talking to a counselor, or you might have to do something for you. This is for you. They're obviously talking about your trauma, right? Going through a traumatic situation, whether it was this situation, past situations. They talking about that. Yeah, how you're not able to enjoy shit no more. Or you kind of lost there through his control and people's control over your life. Yeah, it's a counseling. It might also be a case of like you're not actually seeing a counselor. You're just talking to a good friend of yours or someone that you can trust, someone you can kind of just fall back on. They talk about Gemini in that case. Could be your dad. They talk about how someone's presence is healing, how it makes it easier on your soul type shit. Yeah, and also there's something about word of advice. Let's see. Word of advice. I get mom guilt as word of advice. What do they want to say? So I wonder what kind of tempts you to fall back in like repetitive patterns of the past, right? Because they talk about that as well coming up is repetitive patterns, things that you already going through, already been through before within another person, coming up again within newer people. Okay, and I think a lot of it is miscommunication. I think a lot of it is your hot head. You kind of got a hot head. You're scared naturally, and I feel like this kind of plays in like the love sector. You're scared. I think you want full control over some sort of a relationship coming up here, or full control over yourself. And it's just not happening because you're not really in the place right now to do that. You know what I mean? It's kind of like people are driving your car and you don't fuck with people driving your car. The fact that you're in the passenger seat right now hurts like a bitch. Okay? It hurts like a bitch. It's very insulting. It makes you feel weak. It makes you feel small. But they want you to kind of accept those sides to yourself. Because I know your ego want to take over, and you want to be like, oh no, this is my shit, bitch. Like, get the fuck out of here. This is my shit. But I think the reality of it is that you do need people. You do need someone to help you grow. It makes you feel like you need a companion, but that's not the truth. You don't really need a lover. You just need people around you who love you and support you. Anything new coming up? Anything new? I do see you having kind of more strange feelings, strange dreams, intuitive shit. I don't think it's bad. I don't see anything negative here. I think you're asking about people kind of in your mind, or maybe you're asking other psychics, other individuals about someone or a certain situation, perhaps even just your romantic life in general. And I think you're gonna get that, but you won't even really need to ask anyone. You know what I mean? I think you're just gonna get those feelings. You're gonna get the intuitive bumps that you'd be looking for. So, yeah, I can understand why this might be a little bit scary for you, though. The sensitivity. You need to push some of that anger aside a little bit, though. Like, hold your horses, baby. Like, you're not done growing. Yeah, they said Rome wasn't built today and shit, and I hate when people say that. Well, I'm just letting you know. That's what they said. Rome wasn't built in a day, bitch. They said there ain't nothing bad coming from these feelings. They want you to know that your intuition is gonna be spiking. Your shit is gonna be ultra sensitive. You're gonna feel people's horniness. You're gonna feel people's cloudiness. You're gonna feel people's anger, their love towards you, their hate towards you, you know, their hate towards women even. Like you going like I said, this is gonna be dating, right? This is gonna be the love sector. This is gonna be the people you talking to romantically. You're gonna feel everything that they feel. And I know it feels like 1 to 100 type shit, where you just go from here to here. But like, don't be scared of that. That's what I'm saying. Trust those feelings. Trust those instincts. That's exactly how these people feel. Especially when you don't recognize, like in some of these situations, I see that you don't recognize yourself. It's like you act like a totally different person in front of some of these individuals. That's a for sure, sure sign that you don't need to be talking to them. You're channeling their energy, and their shit is negative and annoying. I feel like it's a lot of gaslighting. It's a lot of weird behavior. It's a lot of like pimp-like behavior. And like these are dudes that have money, don't get me wrong, but they just don't have a personality. They don't. It's almost like everybody in their life has kind of left them on the burner, on the back burner. There isn't like a between you and them, right? There's a force field, right? So there's no connection. You're gonna instantly feel that though. Y'all can't agree on anything. They instantly say something that pisses you off. You don't need to talk to them after that point. I know you have patience, but I suggest in this situation, when your patience is running thin, to block, cast away, done, don't want to talk, fuck you. Trust those feelings. Trust your intuition. Exactly. You're doing the right thing there. You know what you're doing. You know who's worth your time or who isn't. So, yeah, you have literally nothing to be afraid of. Nothing. As far as what you're doing right now romantically, nothing to be afraid of. Finances is picking up at not end of February, end of March. I've never been so short-tempered with someone before because I can sense it. Yep. Because you're not going to play games. Especially not when you got a daughter now and you have a life that you're trying to build up. I just feel like nothing is happening. I see money end of February. I keep saying that. Maybe it does start end of February somewhere, right? But I'm going to say end of March. End of March. Do I think it's a new job? No. Do I think it's a man coming into your life, perhaps? Yeah. I do think it's a dude. I think it's a dude. I'm going to say it's a nigga, man. You know. And I don't think it's a dude really who has a lot of money. That's the thing. But I think he's going to try to treat you in some type of way and try to give to you. Yeah, do you maybe want to take advantage of that? Maybe just a little bit, but at the same time, I would just be careful, right? Because you know how people use things to manipulate. You know how they use money and the gifts and the this and the that. Oh, you got a baby? Let me do this and that. You know how it is. It's a new dude. Yeah, for sure. It's a new dude. I can't say he's new in his, like, perception of you. So, I can't say he's new in that department. I can only say he's going to last a tiny bit longer than the other ones. Because he's got something in his bank account. It's just not much. So, it's not a rich man. I feel like, you know how people say, like, a poor man's something? Like, I feel like that's the situation. I don't know. I don't even know what that saying is. I don't know why I said it. It's a poor man's something. Yeah, because he knows you're like he sees you like a trust fund bitch. or a trust fund baby. Like he can give to you and give to you and give to you and be your daddy and shit, be your pawpaw. And like, I already got a fucking father. So he's poor trying to seem rich. Yo. Hey, Seth. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm happy you are on today. Hi, happy Libra. Miss Sharita, honestly, I feel like at that situation, you really can't be mad. Because if he's giving you shit, it is what it is. Hold it down. I wouldn't stay for any of the bullshit, though. I do see him striking you as a bullshitter and annoying liar. And that might press your temper a little bit. And at the end of the day, it might not be worth dealing with. But you can get at least a fucking decent date out of that bitch. A decent date. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Y'all got Valentine's Day plans at all? Not any dinners? Y'all sitting at home eating chocolates? I don't know what y'all doing. I'll run it for his money. If he gets on my nerves, I'm out. There you go. There you go. Because if he gonna flex about it. Oops. My bad. My music almost just started playing. They trying to play B. As far as what you should know, I know it really sucks, but you need to stay patient. End of March, money shit coming through. Don't give up on yourself. Don't throw in the towel just yet. Like I said, counseling or whoever you're talking to, that friend or whatever, keep your friends close. Okay? Ignore the enemy. Keep your friends close. Is he old? No. I think that's initially why you don't trust him. I don't think he's old. He might even be a little bit younger than you are. So. And he is into spiritual work. Just be careful about that. I asked the girl out for dinner the other night, but not until the weekend. I'm working to, oh shit. Good job. Congratulations. That's society note. They said your date's gonna go well, by the way. That was instant. It's gonna be fun. Yep, ignore the enemy. Anything living situation. Look like you're gonna get kind of blue balled out of that for a little bit. Only love reading today, no. I'm also doing normal readings as well. Just check out the description. I don't think you're gonna get messages about that until March. So I'm gonna be honest with you. It's just a fucking waiting game. It's a patience game. And it says secure the bag. Virgo. So just looking to get to know her with a bunch of mutual friends. Think she's so fun and pretty. Awesome. I don't think you have anything to be afraid of as far as your father goes. Honestly. Like, he knows his situation best. And if he thinks something is up, he would tell you. Like, as far as, like, anything, like, oh, I'm in a really, really dire situation, he gonna let you know. That's you should know your father by now. I mean, he's a Gemini. He's gonna run his mouth about anything and everything. He's not gonna hide that shit from you. Not like the past. Now he has something to lose. At least that's how he feels. So, no, I don't see anything to worry about necessarily. Keep him active. That's my suggestion to you. Keep him active. He lies about himself. I don't think he does. I don't think he does. I honestly do think he's alright. I don't think he does about, like, you know, if, like I said, if he was in a dire situation, right, he would let you know. It's just not like that. I think he doesn't want to put any more stress on you, and naturally he's going to be a little bit reclusive about some information, but I think he can handle it. Keep him active. Active. Meaning, if he asks you maybe, hey, you want to go on a walk? You want to do this? You want to do that? Maybe, you know, if you got the time, go with him. No pressure, but go with him. A lot of it is about mobility, though. They keep talking about your dad's mobility. How he needs to stay mobile and stop staying up at night. He needs sleep. Maybe ask him out for a walk or something. He's gonna be like, what the fuck? He's gonna be like, what the fuck? Never asked me about that shit. That's good. You said Pisces dealing with an Aries. Is there a third party involved? Yes, he is. All yeah, he needs to start sleeping. Malibu, you said, glad to see you back every single awareness day. Thank you, Malibu. Nothing else, man. Miss Sharita, it's more about information. You did report him to the fucking state, did you? It's a waiting game. Patience. Elaine. Third party involved. Let's see. Is there a third party involved? Oh, man. Oh, yeah. You definitely had a real hard time trying to get this nigga vulnerable with you. You had a hard time getting the emotions out of a dude like this. I can see why. Is there a third party? I keep seeing you. What? Why did we talk about checking license plates and shit like that? Yeah, you real scared. I'm gonna be honest with you. At this point, I'm gonna say there isn't. Okay? There's not a third party in this situation. Not that I can see at this point. I know you kind of took a gamble on this. He does act sneaky and all that. For some reason, I keep picking up on the fact that, like, who else wants him? And that might be a rude question to ask. But who else wants his ass? Like, that's a little wild that you assume. Who else wants his ass? He's the type of wild where I feel like nobody really can handle him. Elaine, he's the type of wild where sometimes nobody can handle him. He's got temperamental issues. He definitely has like the temperament of a child sometimes. Like if that wasn't clear, he is a fucking Looney Tune. He's in the Looney Bin type shit. So whatever you want to do with that, but I'm saying I don't currently see a third party. I just say watch your step with that one. That one's a fucking live wire. Oh, okay, Elaine. Now I see why it would be a little bit touchy. It's kind of remind me of this situation that I was kind of watching online the other day. Just be careful, like I said, with manipulation in marriage. I think he uses a lot of his mental pieces as an excuse in order to treat people like shit. Like I said, who would want him outside of you because of the way he be acting? Good luck, Elaine. Good luck. Like I said, careful where you fucking step. Happy Libra. General for March. You know, love, just money and other stuff. Alright. Yeah, you said fuck love right now. Alright. Happy Libra. Let's see. Change the music. Okay. I don't know what was holding up your money for a little bit here, but no, I don't see you actually having any money issues or money problems no more. There's something to do with you, like how there was kind of fear surrounding money before. Fear surrounding kind of like, I don't want to say you're reclusive or that you're agoraphobic or anything like that. I think it was mostly troubles around like being that go-getter type character. Because for some reason they're talking about how your personality kind of got dwindled down into sections, right? It was like the section of you that was very reclusive, never wanted to deal with nobody, never wanted to talk to nobody, hate everybody, right? And then the other section, which is like, okay, I do want to proceed with my business. I do want to push myself. I do want to be confident in the face of people. And I see that working, okay? I do see you have to kind of do that behind people's back though, because you do have people that are kind of gunning for you, more in like a shooting down way. You get easily depressed and very easily manipulated, I think, when it comes to like when people talk about your work, you know, or when people talk about what you can do. When people talk about your personality, it's like they like to grind you down, put you on their level, which at some points like they're just not there. They're just not at your level. So I don't understand sometimes why you would listen to that, right? Why you would listen to them. But I think you're too conscious not to do well in the money area right now. Yeah, they started talking about a status raise for you, or like how you moving up in the world. It's confirmation that starting over was really what you need. So, bro, as far as I like, you know, what affects your money most of all, like I said, is outside parties and people who be talking bad, talking shit, or talking about themselves in a certain type of light. It's like all of this really does affect you. It really does make you feel some type of way. It's depressing. Okay, that's for them. So it's depressing. And because you just kind of got out of your shell and out of a little bit of your depression, expect people not to be too kind to you. Okay.
Expect people not to be kind to you. What's coming up in money for you? They do talk about respect here as well, gaining respect in some type of way. I feel like, so in whatever community you're currently in right now with work, right? They talk about gaining some sort of respect, or like you're the old lady of the crew or something like that. Like old lady in the means of your mind. I think you give people advice very well. I messed up the red line. Are you reading? Yes, I am still reading you. I would go back and listen to what I said. I say you have a habit too. This is like little thing where I keep seeing you being very, very. You have like a lot of affinity towards kids, and I think you treat certain people that are not kids as kids. I think you treat certain adults as kids. Because that does take up some of your time as well. I think that you need a little bit of you know, step back from that. I know you like helping other people. I know you like helping people cope. I know it hurts you to be a little bit more selfish with your time, but I think that's what's necessary right now. You'll have time later to focus on whatever that is. Okay? You'll have time later. You will. You'll have time later. I know this is something you can let go right now, so that's why I'm saying, like, you'll have time later to deal with it. Like, I don't think there's no right or wrong thing to do in a situation like that. You understand what I mean? So as it's kind of bleeding into your finances and bleeding into your code, right? Like how you are, like every single day, how you wake up type shit. If it's affecting you that much, just know that's when you need to step back, right? That type of pressure ain't something nobody can handle, especially when you're trying to go somewhere. You know what I mean? You're trying to get big. And it's just sabotaging you. It's fucking with your head. So you need to remove that out of your mind space. You can't go back in time and fix nothing. You can't go back in time and help this person. It's just you currently right now. What can you do for yourself? The selfishness. Get back into that state of mind. I think you're scared of that state of mind just because it's fucked you up before. Being too big. Yeah, because they talk about big wigs and shit like that. You know them powdered wigs like George Washington used to wear? That's what I picked up on. Is it like a powdered wig and shit? Bring your confidence back though, baby. You are a teacher in some type of way. I just don't think you fully accept it and fully realize that, you know, a teacher also needs to teach themselves. Like, I understand. You love giving people free advice. You love kind of handing it to people, but you need to hand it to yourself sometimes. I think that's it. I respect what you're trying to do, though. I can see your life also being very peaceful for these next couple of months, too. And what peace entails is, like I said, more or less leaning into your spiritual life, your spiritual self, or religious self, and leaning away from people who drain all of that out of you. They drain time out of you. They drain money out of you. I can even see they drain beauty out of you. They make you feel fucking tired. Got the bags under your eyes and shit. You got it, babe. That's how you change your situation, for real, though. Yeah, they said self-care as well. You can't, like... It's a big deal if you're missing a day at work, right? But it's also a big deal if you're missing a day at self-care and sleeping and actually feeding yourself. That's a big thing. Okay, so when you're making up a fuss of not being able to get your money on, also make up a fuss of not being able to take care of your damn self. Because that needs to be a priority as well. I know you hate that because you hate distracting yourself once you get on the grind. But you're going to need to take regular fucking breaks. Yeah, because I could see like pounding headaches or like something to do with your mind just sifting through constant information. Like that's not going to work. You need to take it one step at a time. And you need to actually plan that shit. They talk about homes for you as well. Shelter, a house. What are they saying about the house? What are they saying about the fucking house? Come on. Having a hard time with connection right now. Or something like, what are they saying about your house? Oh, okay. So they're talking about a different space to do work as well. So, is there like, I want to say this, right? With work, with money, I think you're gonna just need to like buy another spot. You know what I mean? Like actually put money into buying another spot. There's something about not being able to work in your current environment at all. So it's about buying another spot or a secondary home or a secondary spot that you can just genuinely relax. Buying another spot or going to another spot, paying for another spot. Library, yeah. Anywhere where you can like feel at peace, because it just doesn't feel like it can be at home for some reason. Where you're currently living. It needs to be somewhere else for sure. There is for you there is no such thing as like home is in this specific location. You know what I mean? Home is where you are. And if you don't feel at home right now where you're at, you need to go. Or you need to find another spot. Okay, to work. It's temporary for now. Until you can get yourself further onto your feet. Alright? Happy Valentine's Day. Okay? I think making goals right now is your main thing. And I think that you're doing really, really fucking well. And I don't want to see you fumble because anybody else be speaking and talking to your ear about their shitty situation. You can be people's shiny light, sunshine, whatever. You're a very, very cool person. People find it surreal to talk with you. I've even told you about how, your energy just gets me up and gets me going. I know that is who you are, but sometimes you gotta not hide who you are, but hide your progress away from people. And take a step away from that. That's self-care though. They be talking about, for some reason, they be talking about shaving. They be talking about painting nails, doing nails and all that, little spa days and that sort. Alright. There it is, Libra. If you didn't hear the beginning when you skipped some, I suggest you go back. Thank you, Malibu. House of Pleasure, Libra. And the rest of February. Okay, for the Malibu, for the first piece, what you want? And then I could do the rest of February. I know you did. Are you just looking for the rest of February? I didn't talk about. Okay. They keep talking about a punch in the face for some reason. Love for my single ass. I I got you. They keep talking about a punch in the face. Or a literal slap in the face. Listen. Okay. Alright, I got you. I'm gonna try one of the tarot decks. I don't know if that was for you or not, but that's what I picked up on. Someone literally in your physical vibe. Alright, love. It's not like you unpopular. It's really not like you unpopular with men. Seriously. Yeah, really. A lot of people undressing you with their eyes and shit. It's the look but can't touch type scenario. You just, I keep picking up on how you absolutely hate when people are sarcastic with you or what they want to give you. You just can't take dudes who don't take you seriously. You hate that shit. Because I don't know why they always be thinking it's a front, but they be thinking that. They be thinking that. There's something with you about like wanting to be submissive in front of a man, but you can never ever find that certain type. I think, you hold yourself kind of to the standard of like, if you can't burst my bubble or burst through my bubble in some type of way, if you can't right out the gate be serious about me, then I don't want nothing to do with you. And while I do think that is a good thing to have, is like a plan, I think you need more of one. I think you need more of one. I think it's more than just those strong, sexy qualities that you need to think about. Okay. Yeah, they talk about older men. Perhaps there's someone older coming your way. Reverse. You kind of got. I'm gonna be honest with you. You got your cat claws out. Okay, you got your cat claws out. I think that You going in with a certain type of expectation is kind of what's ruining all these situations for you. Like where you're not even able to have fun because it doesn't feel like fun. It feels fucking stressful. It feels fucking annoying. Yeah, they talking about like you always rub up against bad eggs for some reason. Bad eggs or bad people or what you perceive as bad people. So you constantly feel like you're waiting for somebody to approach you or waiting for the right one. But if the right one doesn't exist, it's kind of like you got to pave your own path. You got to trust yourself heading forward. I do see something to do with like actually going on a physical date though. It's like a physical date. A physical date. I see you going on a physical date. Maybe going out like I see because I can see music here. Music, sexual chemistry. Yeah, something to do with music and sexual chemistry. Maybe someone has the same taste in music. Something like that. Yeah. I mean them cat claws. You need to put those away because you're scaring everyone, including the people that some of the types of people that you would like to talk to away. Yeah, they said you're an empress in the upright, right? You're very confident, very picky, very choosy. There's nothing wrong with that piece. It's just how you're acting. It's kind of the wrong doing. You know, it's like you want somebody, right? But you also shutting everybody fucking down. Or you're shutting everything down. They talk about shutting down the whole entire fucking place type shit. I see someone in what industry? Okay, so I can see certain people in a certain type of industry. I'm gonna say it is a spiritual industry, perhaps. Like I can even see preacher type shit. I also heard something like preach to the choir type shit. I see something to do with like a preacher or a singer. Even could even be a gospel singer, someone who sings for a living. Why do I keep picking up on this weird uncle vibe though? I keep picking up on weird uncle vibes. They said Sagittarius. They said weird uncle vibe. Yeah, who's the weird uncle? Who's the weird uncle? All they do is just talking shit. Okay, so with the weird uncle vibes, I do see a fire sign: Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries. I'm seeing somebody who is more well versed in the court of spiritual. Maybe not that well versed in the court of like anybody else's life except for their own type shit. I feel like he's not very well versed on taking perspective points, right? So what's the main issue that I'm going to see, right, is y'all really not getting along because y'all can never agree on anything. Or y'all always got separate points of view and it pisses you off, right? Because y'all can never agree on anything. It genuinely pisses you off. Like I say, it's a fire sign for sure. Okay, fire with water accents. Fire with water and maybe earth accents. Let's see. When is he coming? When is he coming? When is he coming? Might be someone who tries to pick you up or something like that. I do think it's a him approach, so he's approaching you. Does it make sense for me to say that you might not even be ready for that? Listen, I know you saying you ready, you know what I mean? But there's something that tells me that you're not emotionally ready for somebody to really take hold of your life. Because I know you say you're sick and tired of it just being this and this and that, but there's something to do with you not being fucking ready. Like, for sure. I mean, that's why this reading is kind of just all over the place with people. And then maybe I'll just clean out these cobwebs and love will find me later. I honestly think that people are going to be approaching you more and more as you open up. You got that resting bitch face going on. Even though you do have that sweet little attitude, you do have a resting bitch face, it does scare people away. You do got your cat claws out, and I think that reads through some of the conversations that you're having right out the gate. And so some people just get intimidated, not because you're confident, but because of the way that you got your claws out. It's the defensiveness. I think you're talking about an Aries named Brandon. Hey. Hey. You do, I hope you know, like, you got really nothing to be afraid of on the account of the fact that you can feel everything that's going on with some of these folks. So, like, if you feel like someone's a bullshitter, and it's not just because of, maybe avoidant behavior, it's just like a feeling, you know what I mean? Where you get that feeling, you're like, yeah, this person's a bullshitter, this person I can't trust, I can't fuck with this motherfucker. I would trust that. You know what I mean? Remove your already kind of fucked up expectations, where it's just like, yeah, this motherfucker is not gonna be who I think he is at all. Instead of saying shit like that, I would just trust your gut on things. I think it's hard to find someone who's exclusive and who doesn't want like a throuple within them and their wife and shit. But I can see someone who is into, like, they genuinely into spirituality, right? Something that y'all can kind of talk about and fuck with. And they also kind of into, like, musical attributes. It does look like they do have a kid, perhaps. A water sign kid? Water sign kid? Like their baby is a water sign? I see their true colors at the time. It's bad. I understand why it would be bad, but I just don't think you would need. I don't think you always need to be so hard like that. I think I think initially you should go in having fun. I'm not saying it's going to turn to something serious just because you are having fun, but I think you need to take yourself more seriously and just having that control of knowing the difference between fun things. Okay, having fun and the real expectations of things. Like, you need to have fun first. You need to make friends first. That's rough. That's hard. That's rough. Even trusting people that much. You need to have a friend first. That's the initial like problem. Right? You're going in thinking, I'm trying to relax with somebody. I'm trying to measure it down. I'm trying to get that ring. Do this and do that. Yeah, you really need to measure it out like long term. So right out the gate, it's like, can you even get along as friends with a motherfucker? Can you even touch on that without feeling pissed off and stressed out by somebody's bullshit? Okay? Because like I said, it's all over the fucking place with this damn reading. All over the damn place. And I'm not saying that's just your fault. Because I see the lies, the beggars, and the choosers. You just don't want none of that codependent shit. So you act icy cold. and distant. He said, okay, next. Okay, what you want? Next, what you looking for? I think you said, was it a monthly? Like the rest of this month? Excuse me. Girl got me in clutch. Rest of February. I got you. You got 10 just a little bit. Honestly, it was pretty cold when I was down there, which I actually enjoyed that type of fucking weather. I did get a little tan though. I got probably the best weather. Change this music. Okay. I see burnout. The only way to avoid this truly is by actually like taking time out to sleep and all that. I do see burnout though. I do see burnout. Trying to control too much at the same time. I think you're trying to control your mind most of all, and your mind is just all over the place with some of this shit. I think, it's the best to stick with what you already know and proceed from there. And then crazy, but overall, glad I went. Good. Yeah, they talk about like a peaceful protest. It seemed like I'm gonna say it kind of all boils down to your finances being the center of attention for the rest of February. But there is some things in the background that I do think you should pay attention to. More than likely, I think it's going to be a situation with this X kind of popping back up, maybe into your dreams, into your mindset, into your mind state. Even though he really hasn't affected the way you operate so far, I would expect some sort of retaliation on that note. To me, it seemed like he affecting mostly your mindset, like where you're at right now. Now, I think it is more romantic shit though. It is more romantic shit. Because they do talk about excuses and lies. Maybe excuses and lies on why you shouldn't deal with anybody romantically. maybe making up like bad reasons on why you can't go out, why you can't deal with this person, why you can't deal with that person. If it makes sense. I expect this to be the like fucking running thing, to be honest with you, especially on February 14th, Valentine's Day. I'm gonna reshuffle for you because I feel like some of this love shit is dripping through, and to me personally, I think it's just because you need some time to think about some shit. Cause he dripping through for some reason. Let's see. It doesn't mean he's coming back or he's trying to do this and trying to do that. It just means that like he's on your mind for some reason, or something about him will pop up. I just think it's someone maybe even reminding you. Someone, yo, why is he popping up in your shit like that? That's weird as fuck. Alright. Tell me what's coming up for the rest of February. Money, therapy, or more therapy. Are they talking about more therapy for you? Talking to somebody, therapy. I was gonna say be careful with. Okay, so can I ask you something? Have you been talking to more? Have you been talking to tarot readers, or maybe watching somebody? They do talk about tarot readers a lot for some reason. They talk about like distancing yourself from the spiritual world for a little bit. How that maybe you maybe see a couple of different things about yourself and about your situation, taking the distance, taking the air to fucking breathe type shit. They are talking about that. How in some aspects it may have made you more reclusive. They talk about that as well. They say it made you way more reclusive. And in some aspects also made you feel a little bit more crazy. That might be why it seems like your energy is a little bit up in arms in some type of way. Because I do think someone's affecting you. Because for some particular reason, I keep picking up on someone spiritually around you and doing too much. And for some reason, like I said, that shit is heavy as a motherfucker. I'm gonna burn my baby. That shit is heavy as a motherfucker. He said long-term disability paperwork. Okay. So with a therapist, that's gonna be what's necessary. I don't know. It's like that. It is like that. And for some reason, it's super fucking heavy. It's nasty as fuck for some reason. And I don't know, it's cattiness mostly. It's cattiness. It's pettiness. It's pettiness. But anyways, let's get back to you, right? So with the long-term disability paperwork, they are talking about therapy is going to be a necessity. Longer therapy type shit. Longer therapy sessions. Maybe even for the next couple of years type shit. Only to maintain some sort of a contract. Yeah, like they talk about maintenance, maintaining some sort of a contract. Where you're going to have to sign something and they're going to require you to do something for a certain amount of time. It's kind of like probation, to be honest with you. That's what it's kind of feeling like. It feels like probation to me. Where they're going to require you to go through whatever these extra steps are in order to get what you're looking for. Are you going to get it? Yeah. He said that just ended. Okay. I hope it's not more of that. But for some reason, that's what I'm seeing. It's some type of like requirements that you need to meet. It might even be like a therapy letters or something like that. Like letters from your therapist, letters from your doctor, that sort of thing. That I'm picking up on. That's kind of rough too, because I can see some things here slowing you down financially. Initially, at the end of February, March looks a lot better for you. March looks a lot better. March has a lot of fucking financial opportunities coming through. There was paperwork that you have signed before or already. There was another offer. I don't think it's the disability shit that is gonna pull through for you. I don't think it's disability. I don't know why that person came through so strongly with such a nasty fucking interview. That shit is right. He said my oldest daughter B-Day is at the end of February. I see. March is gonna be where it's at, baby. If you're planning on doing anything big, I would keep it. I would keep it to the point where you actually have something to go off of into March. I know you want to do it all and do it up. I don't think you should go back to work, low key. And that's just, as far as a health suggestion for you, that's suggesting not to. Obviously, that is completely up to you. But as far as the health shit goes, as far as like where you are on the burnout stage right now, I really don't think you should do that. I really don't. Like I see burnout energy for you for whatever reason. Like you just sizzling out type shit. What is that Looney Tune doing up in your fucking energy? Let me see real quick. What are they trying to do? It feel like someone was doing work. That's what I'm saying. Like they was doing work. That shit gets exhausting. All the fucking terrorists that be doing work on that, the people that buy for them. Like, I know how tough it is right now, but I want you to be able to make this shit out because it is really necessary for your health and for your kids that you are not stressed right now. Like, that is the tea kettle. That is the tea kettle type shit where I could easily see you boiling over just because you throw yourself into a situation where you didn't necessarily need to. It's because you wanted to. Okay? Okay? That's the rest of February. Like I said, more romantic vibes in February. Not even romantic, maybe just sexual, sensual in nature. Definitely popping through there. Too long, it's gonna go back on there. It will. It will for sure. It's just, I think that's also why your energy was so fucking scrambled when I tried to read. Because I tried to go in a little bit deeper and they were like, nope, back out. Tap out. Let me know specifically, is there anything that you want to know? Like, you got a specific question or anything like that? Just sex for February. Maybe a move. Let's see, how is the move going? How is the move going? How is the move going? Okay, so there is some type of housing that I see that might be popping up in your scopes. I'm gonna say is for some reason I pick up on like mostly mentally ill or like heavy addicts choose this form of whatever this form of housing is. There seems to be careful on that. There's something to do with like addicts' way of life and like how people up in this bitch are like kind of mentally unstable or mentally ill. So if it is a situation where they're not going to be paying any rent at all or like little to no rent, I would be careful on that. I would be careful on cheaping out on that. Okay. Should I resign the lease again for? Yeah, I resign. Yes, I think you should. Okay. Be careful about anything to do with like free shit that's free or little to no scratch. You know what I mean? Because it's looking like to me, whatever's going on in this facility or in this home looks like a lot of addicts to me. It's not a very good place to bring your kids. Not at all. Not at all. They bring that up. There's more shit coming down the line. You're going to have to wait a couple of months, unfortunately. I know you wasn't sure, you know, to be honest with you, if there is currently no reason to jump to someplace else, right? Currently, right? Because right now you're just trying to get back on your feet and get all of this information into the system so that you can get what your due pay. You know what I mean? So wait until that flows through, or is just about to flow through before you make any leaps and jumps and hoops. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, whatever this is, like little to no pay or, you know, freedom, it's very temporary, and I'm not liking the surrounding factors, which is a lot of addicts or mentally unstable people in whatever this area is. You know what I mean? So just, no, little to no scratch is a no-no. All right, it's a no. Don't take that. Don't take that. Like, that's kind of like what I picked up on is like a fucking trump card. How, okay, you get there, you're like, oh my God, you know, this is so great. We're finally free. And then, bam, sink her back down. Don't think you got bad luck or anything like that, because you don't. You don't. You work hard for what you got. You don't have no bad luck or any karma in that type of area. It's just currently right now is a waiting game, and a lot of fucking people hate that part, which is understandable because you have a life to live. He said something positive. What's positive? What's positive? They talking about your babies? They talking about your babies? How the birthday is gonna go well, regardless of your situation. They talk about the babies. They talk about water sign or water seasons as well. Water sign season. So the next water sign season is Pisces season, which is March. What's going on in Pisces season? What's going on in Pisces season? New romantic influence. New possible love situation. That's what's coming up. You're like, that's not fucking positive. And that's what I mean about changing your fucking tune, Malibu. That's what I mean about changing the tune. Because if you really do be wanting something or something to fuck around with, Don't pretend you don't know what love feel like. Not love, but like attraction in that. Hi, Dundale. They said it's that fucking Aries.
Oh my goodness. That bitch be popping out your shit all over the damn place.
The Aries keeps coming out. He said, holla at me. I'm right here. Whenever you need me type shit. He said, I forgot. I think it'd be something fun to play around with. Alright, let me look at my shit right now. He said, oh no. They said a fire sign for certain. And they dropped out the Aries sign right on the fucking ground. So she said, oh no. Put it on him too good. Thanks, Flo. Lisa. Lisa. Ask your question, darling. He be popping up. See, that's what I mean, though, right? It's like you have all of these preconceptions and all that. You know the feeling of someone who's just has got that bad egg, you know. It's something you played with maybe a little bit more recently, and so of course he's gonna be on your mind. But as soon as you throw yourself back out into the fucking pool, you gotta be ready for it, though. It just makes you want to hate everybody. I would like to know if my intuition about Matthew's feelings are right or am I wrong? Let's see. Matthew. Lisa, let's see about Matthew. Let's see. How about Matthew? Why they call him a dickhead? They said he's a dickhead? How he's purposefully a dickhead? There might even be a form of flirtation or something like that. I don't know. I keep picking up on laying it on thick and that sort of thing. Like, they talk about him being a dick. How does he feel? Again, he's a fucking asshole. What is up with him? What is his intentions? Okay. So regardless of him being a dickhead, I do think he's passionate. Do I think that he feels some type of way about y'all's relationship? Or y'all, you know, how he feels about you is kind of confusing here, because I can see sabotage here. I can see self-sabotage here. I can see he cares a lot about what you think of him. And so he kind of plays this whole confidence card. You know, he thinks that that's what's sexy and attractive to you. You know what I mean? Lay it on thick. Lay it on thick. I'm going to say he doesn't want you to see him in a bad way or a bad light, but his actions behind it is what I'm confused by, because I can see him acting a certain way towards other women, or even keeping himself available towards other women, towards other situations that he shouldn't be doing. His temper is crazy. Where the fuck did you find this nigga? Yeah, because he doesn't like that. He likes to pretend, oh yeah, you know, I'm smooth, I'm the mysterious, I'm the fucking Mr. Mysterio type shit. No, this nigga is not mysterious. He is emotional as fuck. He's got a lot of issues built up in that damn head of his. I could feel your frustration through it as well. He likes to say he's focused on money, but no, he's not. You know, what I see him being focused on is definitely you, but also, like I said, he cares way too much about how other women perceive him. For him to be like direct and honest with you about a commitment level, that's rough. Because I don't see him committing mentally. Okay. Maybe he says some fucking words and shit. He spins some stories and shit. He slaps that shit out there. But he's just not sure. He's just not sure. He loves the way y'all flow together. That's what I will say. So even though he's a dick, he loves the way y'all flow. You have anxieties of what he's like outside of you, and I'm saying your anxieties are totally correct. He's a man hoe. Okay, he is a man hoe. He loves the attention of other women, regardless of being in a relationship. He's always going to be flirtatious. That's not something that he can get rid of. It's a part of his character. He feels like it's a part of his character, even though that is a line. You know, there's a line that you cross. When you eventually do get into a relationship with somebody, you're not going to be flirtatious towards everybody else. You shouldn't be. That shit is fucked up. That's cheating. That's foul. He doesn't see that as foul play, though. He likes to flex. He likes to show off. He loves that he's attractive and he can attract all types of women. He likes to dip his finger in each and every single one type shit. At least mentally. Where his mind goes, though, is not a strong commitment. He is freaky deaky in the bedroom. You know, he gives you good vibes sometimes. But in other ways, he's a complete stranger. Okay? He's an opportunist. In some aspects, also, he can be a waste of space. Because you would be doing most of the work in this category of like trying to glue y'all together. Make shit look pretty. You'd be like the planner, you know, the navigator, the fucking parent. Pretty much he's ungrateful. And I don't know how you would take that necessarily, because you're sitting here like, oh, well, I mean, you know, benefit of the doubt, I think I know him deeper than most of these other women or most of these other people. I don't think you do. I don't think you do. And that's just me being honest. I don't think you do. I don't think you know how deep this playerism goes. I don't think you know how deep, like, his issues go. He feels like he's too much of a black sheep for a relationship. Like I said, you know, as far as convincing and giving him the correct amount of attention and all that, that wouldn't change the motherfucking thing. Okay? It just wouldn't. You're not going to be able to heal him. He has to heal himself. There's somebody outside of you for sure. Or he's talking to someone outside of you. He's fucking with another person. So I do think I see you keeping your options open as well, but you know, you gave too many chances, or you keep giving this type of dude chances. Seems spirit doesn't understand why either. Benefit of the doubt always kills people, because the curiosity killed the cat type of shit. Hey Libra, I'm gonna get you after I get you. I saw you, Jew. Still be knock it off. Sorry, my cat be trying to get in my room. So I keep hearing claw. She want that random card pull. Put my music back on. Alright. On the random card pull, I'm going to be using this oracle deck. This was my favorite. That's a hell of a first card to get. Seems like someone's stuck in their own self-interest or their own selfish guilt, their own fantasy of the situation, their own perception. They're way too stuck in that shit. Whether this is you or another individual. So we have number 54, which is wrath. I'll show you that one. That's wrath. Number 45, self-interest. And number 29 is memory. That's what I mean. You're stuck in replaying the thoughts and replaying the memories of a certain situation that obviously didn't go down the way you wanted it to. So I have a feeling it's more of like a change your perception of the situation. Okay. 54 is wrath. Let's get to it. Okay, so let me read these cards to you, Jill. Wrath. One day I heard the sound of what could have been 100 crows outside my window. The sky was nearly black with swarms of angry birds dive-bombing the tree outside my apartment. A young raccoon had killed a baby crow. The energy in the air was almost palpable. You could feel the anger of the crows as well as the fear of the raccoon who clung desperately to the tree for dear life. Wrath creates a powerful energy. It can be destructive and can lead you down a path that may strain or cause friction within a relationship. Wrath adds another element to anger, the element of revenge. It's not just for the offender to know that you are angry, they must also feel or experience the anger in some way. Wrath asks you to consider the energy that you are creating from your anger. Is it one that will in the end create a positive change in the relationship, or are you creating resentment that fuels the desire for future revenge? Although it may not have been a single event that caused the energy of anger to present itself. It is through wrath that anger mutates and splinters, creating a breakdown in the relationship and negative emotions. So that's wrath. I'll show you one more time. That's wrath right there, baby. Next card is self-interest. 45. Self-interest. I regularly have 4 neighborhood crow visitors. There is one crow that seems a bit more selfish when it comes to the food I put out. While the other crows take their turns grabbing a nugget or two of the dog food I leave out on the plate, there is one that will shove as much in its mouth as possible, not caring if there isn't a single crumb left for others. Self-interest indicates that you may be looking out only for yourself, and as a result, others will be impacted. On the flip side, be aware of the actions taken by those around you, as someone may try to come in and take more than their fair share. Being selfish isn't always bad. Sometimes we need to focus on our needs and wants. Depending on your situation, self-interest may indicate that you are in need of some pampering or that it is time to put your needs above others. For example, your dream job may require you to move or shift in lifestyle. You may need to weigh the impact taking this job will have on those around you. In the short term, you may be perceived as selfish, but in the long term, your decision may benefit all those involved. Next card is Memory, 29. 29. Memory. Crows never forget a friend or a foe. In a changing populated landscape, these remarkable birds recognize the faces of those who have hurt as well as helped. When crows spot a predator or a known human who has been less than kind, they always go in a frenzy, calling out to all that danger is near. They spread the word about the good stuff too, such as people who tend to share their lunch or places where food is often discarded. What is remarkable is that they also pass down the memory of their experience to their young. As complex as these birds are, forgiveness does not seem too likely. Memory asks you to examine areas where you may be letting the past hurt or a situation impact how you engage with someone today. Are you cautious or holding a grudge? Do you expect others to behave in a certain way because of past behavior? All right. Are you giving someone another shot or another chance? Yeah, now the bottom of that is commitment. So you might be giving someone another shot or another chance. But you're still holding all them grudges. All that hate inside. Maybe you need to release that hate. And release doesn't mean try to forget it. It means to actually communicate that you have a problem first. And communicate does not mean yelling and screaming. Dealing with family. Okay. It applies the same way as I just said. No hate, just love. And hate and love often cross paths. You'd be shocked, and you don't need to feel guilty for sharing those feelings either. Two very extreme emotions. Okay, happy Libra. I was gonna get to you, babe. I haven't done nothing yet for you, Libra. That was for Jill. You said, my friend Pat just went silent on me after I told her something. What was she thinking? Let's see. What was she thinking? Okay, fear. You said, okay, thank God. So I think your friend Pat is afraid that, okay, yeah. Afraid that something's going to be exposed. Afraid is like definitely large sense of fear from her. It's fear. Massive, massive amounts of paranoia and fear. Yeah, that you're going to figure something else out about her. About who she's been messing with or playing around with. That she's messing with somebody that you don't approve of or that you don't like or that you don't fuck with. Yeah, it's fear. She figured that would ruin y'all's relationship. So she didn't even want to test it. She didn't even want to try it. Yeah, she figured that was going to be the end to it anyway, so she didn't even want to try it. She knows she's being selfish. She knows she's taking a risk. Seems like she got a lot of issues with like being a grown up and doing grown up shit, responsibility. Instead, she rather avoid and cause like unnecessary drama. Like this is definitely not the first or the last time that she will do shit like this. Okay. That's the situation. I have a feeling you'll find out more eventually here. I just showed her something wild about me. Okay, well, connect the dots. Connect the dots in. Connect the dots. Another Libra. Like I said, it doesn't really shock me that other Libras get along with other Libras. Too bad we was close. Yeah. I mean, it's some sacrificial lamb shit. She's like a child mentally sometimes. She can't. I'm not even gonna say that she can't handle herself, because she can. It's just that she felt like this was best at the moment because of how she was feeling some type of way. A relationship she didn't approve of, something like that. Was it bad? It was just spiritual. Well, that's what I'm saying. Think about how she could take it. She must be scared. I think she felt superior, probably. The overwhelming emotion in the reading was paranoia and fear. I can't speak. Paranoia. So. I really don't think that's the last you're going to see of her, honestly. People be bugging, yup. I don't think that's the last you're going to see, though. Miss KT, Miss KT, Miss KT, what you looking for? She's a friend I love. Well, I'm glad you have the patience. And of course. Miss KT, where you at?
Miss KT. He said still broke, Chris. Yeah, Chris, I could throw you some real quick. As I'm waiting for Miss KT, I'll throw you some. Random card pull. You're getting the oracles out again. I love these. Let me know when you in the chat, Miss KT. We'll give you two. All right. We'll give you three then, because they kept. All right. First one you got is Knight, number 33. Next one you got was Communication, number 9. And the last one you got was Luck, number 28. All right, 33. 33. All right, 33. Night. It is here that all the chatter, all the noise, and all the action of the day subsides, and quiet returns. Night creates a whole space to contemplate the day as a whole. What event had most significance and impacts to help you grow? Are there events such as petty squabbles that serve you little and can be released into the dark? Night brings to you awareness of your sleep and hygiene. The ability to get a solid 8 hours of sleep has been proven to not only help your mood but also improve your health. Both dementia and heart disease are linked to lack of sleep. Do you practice healthy sleeping habits? Are your nights filled with restorative sleep? I can't speak. My list bleeding through, y'all. My list. Or does your racing mind keep you awake? When the night card appears, you may need to focus on creating a healthy bedtime routine. Hey. Out of body, yeah, that's not good. That's not good. You need to come back down to earth. We gotta pop that balloon. 9. Communication. When I lived in my third floor apartment, one of my neighborhood crows would often come calling onto my balcony in the morning. This was before we adopted our pup named Layla, who took up chasing the crows anyway. There was one crow in particular that stood out, that my daughter and I eventually named the Brave One, because he or she would go right up to the sliding glass door and rap a tap tap immediately with his beak. This delightful, persistent bird was looking out for a handout. Communication brings the message to speak up. State what you want. You may think those around you know your needs and desires, but that may not be the case. Now is the time to articulate your wishes. Communication asks that you get clear on what you want so that there will be no misunderstanding or confusion later. So write some shit down. Although communication may point to a situation on an earthly level, it may also indicate that you need to be clearer with what you want when communicating with your spirit guides or your higher self. Are you being too vague? Are you asking for what you want exactly? Miss KT, you're all right. I'm going to get you. And Luck. 28. Luck. It is a happy day for a crow who finds a fish raining from the sky.
Something good is coming. Be sure to position yourself in the best place that will yield results. Luck does not happen by accident, although it often feels that way. Luck occurs when we are in the right position at the right time with the right skills. When luck appears, good fortune is coming, but it is your talents that will seal the deal. Imagine being fortunate enough to be on an elevator with a person who you have been wanting to pitch an idea to. It is only luck if you are prepared and ready to articulate your vision. Otherwise, it's just another elevator ride. All right. You got some shit coming up. You got some shit coming up. You got something. You got to remove fear from that situation too. Because if luck is coming up and you're going to need to speak the fuck up, use your voice, use your big boy voice or big girl voice. All right. Miss KT, you said General really had a bit of bad news. My mom had an emergency surgery last week. Let's see. So, new home. New place to live, new home. Or somewhere you're accepting as your new home. You I think this is a situation where you're just going to have to roll with it, Miss KT. As far as the home goes, the home situation. Maybe having to crash on somebody's couch, having to watch someone. I know you've been in this very emotional state lately. They are saying keep communication, keep forward contact. They said be very, very, very careful with your thoughts right now, because I think that overall you don't want to forget yourself or to invalidate your experience or your feelings and your emotions. Like because I could see something here with someone's invalidating your experiences, or maybe even talking down, talking S about your experiences, putting you in a position of like toxicity, maybe because you need something. It's not that you want it, it's kind of that you need it. I just found underwear. Chris. For some reason I keep picking up on puppet and sideshow, right? Where I feel like people view you as a puppet or a sideshow or a side piece. It's like you always step aside in situations like this, and people that have never really seen you step up. And if it makes sense, I think this situation is just because the black sheep thing that you have going on with your dynamics. I'm a have to say, like, you are just different. You are built different entirely. And that, to me, it rubs me the wrong way when, it rubs me the wrong way that people say people like you are spoiled, or, you have enough or whatever. Like, when you don't have enough love and affection, that can really create the difference for like moving forward and going ahead with some of the shit that you need, like getting a home, getting a house, getting somewhere solid to lay your fucking ass, right? It's like the invalidation piece really sticks with me. Really sticks with me. Like people not finding you worthy of affection. That's what's crazy, right? No offer of help without like some sort of a deal underneath. Like you need to make a fucking deal. Like you're making a deal with a fucking mafia or some shit. Like a gang leader and shit. Like, bitch, you're not a gang leader. So I think sometimes you allow, I'm gonna be honest with you, I think sometimes you allow her to take a stand where she doesn't need to take a stand. You know what I mean? And I do believe it's because of her health and because she's in a fragile situation. But that's still no excuse on a communication level. You know what I mean? Especially if you're there for her in some type of way. Even if it's as simple as like you're asking if she's okay. You was obviously very emotional about this situation. Okay? You're obviously very careful with what you're saying towards the situation. Because you're not trying to hurt anyone's feelings. What's funny is like they treat you with all the disrespect in the world and shit, but you still try to treat them with some sort of source of respect. And that's where I feel like that needs to stop. I'm going to be honest with you. Now, I've taken CBT and DBT as well. I think that she's emotionally unintelligent. I think it's even more than that. Honestly, even if she was emotionally unintelligent, or if she was intelligent in general, I think she uses certain type of manipulation tactic to degrade you and make you feel less than, so she can keep her grips. You know what I mean? So even if she was emotionally there, I still don't see her pulling through as the person that you want to be around. That's why I think, like, while you want to treat her with yeah, it is narcissism full on. It's narcissism hands down. Okay. I know you want to treat her with respect. And I know you want to treat her with care. I know you want to ask about her in some types of way. But that's where I say don't. Okay? Why do you feel guilt, Miss KT? You shouldn't have to feel guilty over a situation like this. They made their choice, right? They made their choice. They made their choice to treat you and look at you a certain type of way. They made their choice. That was the choice they made. Okay? As a repercussion, of course you stepped back. Of course you had to take your space. Of course you're getting help right now. Right? If anything, they would be jealous of that, right? And you kind of already know that situation. Like, there's a limit to how much you can give them as far as your emotions go. I understand that piece. But this is kind of a moment where I think you shouldn't even be giving them anything to go off of. It's just going to keep going down this trip of guilt. It's guilt tripping, like constant, though. It's obsessing. I had to sit in front of her opening, ask Miss President. Yeah, that shouldn't even have been a thing to go down. You know, they shouldn't have. She shouldn't have even been there. You know what I mean? At that point, right? This is just like, you know, this is a part of healing as well. It's like reoccurrence of trauma, where it's like you're constantly putting yourself into the situation, not because you love it. It's because it's what you're used to, right? So it makes you feel a certain type of way, but you still almost hold this hope in your chest that one day you will be looked at and accepted. It's like, well, she's my mother, you know. Is she? You know, in any other aspect other than biological, has she been? Can you judge her from like a person-to-person perspective and say that she's a good person to you? $60 miles away. If she really gave a fuck about that though, she would have made the choice to actually come towards you, but she don't. She's literally just guilt tripping. She's pulling out all the stops. It's narcissism, baby. You were right when you said it the first time. It's narcissism. You're right. You're right. So, in general, what they're saying is, like, completely take a step back. I know it might seem cruel in the moment where it's like, oh, should I not communicate at all, whatever. Obviously, that choice is up to you on how much communication you want to have with a person like that. From my perspective, I would say none. Because of how this is affecting you. You do need desperate space, like a lot of space for yourself. Because the more you make space for a person like that, the more they just overtake all of your thoughts. You're not even able to get a... You realize how this whole reading has been about her, right? And you haven't been able to get a solid, like, anything, really. It's been about her the whole time, right? Because that's what she wants, right? At the end of the day. She wants it to be about her. And this just gave her a whole entire leap forward as far as that case goes. You know what I mean, Miss KT? Is there any other questions you have for me? Just finished my last session. Congratulations. I'm not prepared to start backtracking now. Hell no. You just can't risk it. Like, you're trying to start a new life while someone is living consistently in your past. You know what I mean? And digging up dirt. That shit's just not, it doesn't work out that way. You know what I mean? It's never ever gonna work. Between y'all, it may never ever work. And coming to terms with that is gonna be long. It's gonna take a long time. But that long time is worth the wait to like revere yourself in the moment where you're not able, like, you no longer put up with that type of bullshit, and you're just able to be completely free of it. No strings attached. Any new relationships coming up? Let's see. New relationships. New shit. Scorpio. You can still donate. H Chisholm. Scorpio. They talk about a new Scorpio. New Scorpion or new Aquarius. There's a couple of different people here. One of them might be old and one of them might be new. So I saw Scorpion, I saw Aquarius. Aquarius Capricorn maybe. Or Aquarius Pisces even. I see some sexual chemistry, some sexual tension coming up with somebody. Let's see. Someone's incredibly intelligent. You find that very sexually amusing, sexually attractive. Inviting them into your life, inviting them into your bubble right now is going to be really fucking hard just because of what you're dealing with right now with trauma. I can see that. But I can see sex here for sure. For sure. Yeah, I see some sex. You ain't hiding that shit. First, why do I keep picking up on like Catholicism, like Catholics, that sort of thing? Catholic. So the person might be religious, or y'all might share a religion. Y'all might share thoughts on a religion. Whatever it is, it starts out really, really nice, really explosive, really passionate. I do think it kind of leads more towards a sexual relationship. As far as emotions go, I don't think you're going to really crack into those for a second, because it seemed like the person is holding back on you. I don't think they have anybody in the background, but I do think they're still thinking about that person. Okay? They're still thinking about that. They want a fresh start similar to you, but like, if it makes sense, you guys both have your own fair share of things that hold you back from committing entirely. Okay? Well, you have your fair share of trauma. This person also has their fair share. Alright? It's going to be interesting, okay? Mostly because I feel like it's going to be a fight when I don't think y'all going to fight aggressively. I'm not saying that. I think it's going to be like more like an ego fight when y'all talk to each other sometimes. Because emotions run hot. They run very, 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 very hot. But I do see y'all kind of being obsessed with each other. It might be Aquarius Pisces cusp. Okay. And this is coming up real soon. Real soon. I can't squeeze a season out of them. I try to look for a season or some type of But I can't squeeze the maybe Cancer season. Cancer season. It's funny that you put that 4-leaf clover in there, because when I picked up on Catholicism, I wanted to say Irish or someone of Irish descent, but I was like, maybe that's a stretch. But it could be someone who's Irish or has an Irish background. Happy Valentine's Day, Jada. If you can just be patient with me. Everyone that's popping through, be patient. How was my birthday? It was great. I had a lot of fun. You said I'm Irish, okay. So maybe it's someone of similar descent. Got a little Irish in there. I mean, I might be pointing out the obvious. I'm not sure where you live at, but a little Irish. All right. So we got a choice here, H's. I think we should go for. Excuse me. I think we should go for. Damn, I'm losing my damn voice. What the fuck? This is what warm weather during fucking winter time does to you. Because it is warm out. It is very warm outside. And it's not supposed to be. And as Dizzle. So for the monthly, we got a little bit of a choice here. I think I'm going to give you the last couple of days here of February, and then also as much as March as I can pump out. Okay? And we're going to see where that love lies. Alright? Where the love at. Where the love at. Should I start out with? Let's start out with this deck. Now, the reason why I'm not showing some of these decks, y'all, as we get into the love sector, is because it has a lot of sexually explicit details in here. This one actually less so. So I might be able to show some. I don't need the love. What you want then, girl? What you want? You said just me. What you looking for then? You want a monthly then? Is that what you're looking for, a monthly? Or 3 questions? What you want? 3 questions? And I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. I will be on Let It On. Healing journey. Wanna know what I need to know? Alright, we'll look at a little bit of a monthly here for you. I'm gonna start out with the oracle cards because I think these are fun as fuck. And then I'll get into straight reading. Let's try it.
First card we got was dominance. Second card we got was anticipation. And third card we got is grief. Alright, so monthly overview for March. Grab that book. Dominance, number 16. Alright. Dominance. Like all creatures, crows establish a pecking order, and to do so, the stronger bird asserts its power. Dominance indicates that you may be feeling restricted by someone or that a stressful situation is impacting your thoughts and decisions. Someone or something may be flexing their muscle, which can cause friction within, as you may not be able to fight or defend yourself. This card may represent a boss who makes you work overtime, a partner who always picks the restaurant, or a friend who always has to win. It may also indicate you need to be in control. On a positive note, dominance may indicate your power over something and your ability to control a situation. First card. Anticipation. Anticipation. Each morning when I wake up, there is a crow outside my window on the street lamp anticipating the arrival of a meal. Perhaps I trained the crow, or maybe it was the other way around. When there is a pattern, we begin to expect a particular outcome. Anticipation brings hope and butterflies in the belly as we expect something to happen that brings joy and satisfaction. There is but one warning. Be careful of any attachments held for the desired outcome. If what you receive falls short of expectations, the feeling of joy can transform into disappointment. What are you looking forward to at this moment? How will you adjust if your expectations are not met? And your third is grief. Grief. Crows make time to grieve. They have funerals and gather solemnly around their fallen friends in silence. It is essential to allow yourself time to feel sadness for loss, honor the memory, and express your emotions. Healing begins the moment you confront the source of your pain. Grief may appear if you have suppressed emotions around a loss. For growth to take place, you must address an ending, which allows for closure. There is no right or wrong way to grieve. This is a ritual that is unique to you. Make time to mourn. Allow the feelings to surface because there are more important lessons within the sorrow for the living. That's your last card for the month of March. Let's see what's coming up here. There's something about March being able to set the mood for the whole rest of the year for you. What's funny is, like you said, oh, no love, no love, no love. But I see love popping up. Not necessarily in a romantic way. Not necessarily in a romantic way, though. Let's see about it. Yeah, I think you're trying not to replace your feelings and your thoughts with like some kind of vice. It could be smoking weed, it could be drinking, it could be, just trying to distract yourself from shit. I think you're trying to do that a lot less because you realize what type of effect that was having on you in March. Is the love for myself? More than likely, yes. I'm gonna say that you've had it like a past of putting people on a pedestal where they just didn't fucking belong, right? Some people just don't fucking belong in your life. You realize that now more than ever, but you kind of have this goal, I think, that you want to hold yourself more important than everybody else. You want to be selfish about your next couple of months here, and you want to keep to yourself just in case that like anyone could reopen or re-trigger
some of these behaviors within you. I think you're doing really, really well, first of all. And second of all, I think that you spending all this time has definitely made you open up a lot more emotionally. You can't, like, in certain ways in the past, you've been like an emotional coward, where it's like instead of coming forward with your emotions and your thoughts, you chose to just keep your mouth shut. And maybe that's just more of like a personal definition of how you was. You maybe called yourself a coward for doing certain behaviors, feeling some type of way. You're not a coward, by the way. You're not. I'm just saying that there's a lot of things that have just changed based on simple, basic lifestyle changes. You're very vulnerable and you're super sensitive. Super sensitive. Yeah, they say instead of digging yourself into a deeper hole, they do talk about counseling or therapy. There's going to be points where you feel very, very alone, but very, very tired of the rest of humanity. And they don't want you to dissociate or cut yourself off from humanity. They want you to kind of embrace it, but embrace it in a way where you can talk to somebody who keeps a safe space just for you and only you. Okay? Because March, I could see you kind of feeling a little bit lonely. Okay? Money looks good, though. Money looks very good in March. March, I also see you being more of an extrovert. That might shock you because initially you just wanted to keep people away from you. You wanted to be by yourself. And like, it seems like more and more people just start approaching you. Just started therapy last month. Congratulations, man. Proud of you. It's gonna, I mean, you're really gonna feel a difference here just with having that person who's, I mean, outside, doesn't know shit, who you can just rely on and trust. Okay? He said, I hope so, because I wrote absolutely money popping off in March. Let's see how that's going to happen here. March. How's that going to happen? They do talk about your fear of detaching from somebody who has in the past helped you with financial situations. That, or maybe it's a fear of coming forward and saying that you need a little help. Honestly, like, you couldn't be more available right now for like all new everything, if that makes sense. All new work goals, all new hobbies, all new like I guess dating life. But that might come a little bit later for you because you're trying to not focus on that. They'd be talking about all new everything. Okay, even all new like style as far as like your physicality goes, what you wear, what you dress, how you wear your hair, even. It's just all new everything. Yeah, you get obsessed with taking care of yourself, which is very good. Very good. How does this play into money here? How does this play into money? I think sometimes your first instinct is to indulge in like substances and all that. They are saying something about your money connecting that to that as well. You're just less productive when you're under the influence. I think that's what they're trying to go for. Is that when you are in that influence where you are kind of depressed, that smoking in certain aspects kind of just makes that so much more worse for you. Makes your paranoia like out the fucking roof. like, although you feel less mad and less upset at people, and you're able to like withstand certain types of behavior, it's still like, it's still not good for you. Like, well, I just want to calm down, da 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 da. I get it. You know, healing is quite slow, just by nature, and you're already doing super well. So ain't nobody can really be mad at you for that, to be honest. There is something to do in March with you being silent on people and them stalking you. Them attempting to stalk you. Attempting to make you feel some type of way about them. I could see something to do with like someone who has like a side chick or a side man or something like that, who might be trying to come back in and convince you that you are, you know, maybe tripping, or try to convince you of maybe even like relationship type things, romantic type things. Someone in March will try to come forward with that. I think it's an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. Rekindling a relationship or reconcile. Yeah, I see you getting almost completely sober in March. Probably the young buck I blocked. Yeah, more than likely. I did see he was in a relationship, so looking for a side piece. And side piece, you know, I could also see something to do with you getting a side job, a side situation for money. That can also be a thing too in March. It's a side hustle. Let's see. What's the side hustle? What is the side hustle? What is the side hustle? Or you said could be the Gemini. Yeah, someone got someone already. They have a partner or they are married, and they're kind of presenting themselves as on the market, even though they're not. What's the side hustle though? I think they're talking about you possibly even. I don't know why I see videos for you or something like that. Something on the internet. Something like videos, or maybe you're maybe you're talking personally to somebody, and they end up kind of like relaying the message to other people. But there's something to do with you getting a little popular or popping off because of where you're at right now in the mind space to heal. Like, I see something to do with that, like popping off, or people just always talking about you, or how good you're doing, or how good you're looking. Okay, I got tarot card. Okay, that could also be a side hustle. Because like I said, I see some type of popularity coming up for you, where people see you and are just like enamored with that energy. I want to try to do a YouTube healing channel. That'd be awesome, babe. That'd be awesome. Take it in strides, and I think that you won't be too overwhelmed by it. Personally, I think that, have a full-on plan. When you're going in, have a full-on plan. For a lot of people think it's like, oh, well, I'm going to overthink and then I'm going to fuck it up and do this and do that. No, as long as you have, like, some fucking bullet points that you want to go off of, like, you're going to be all right. You don't got to script it or nothing like that. You can rib, but just have, like, a little bit of a plan going in, right? And that might be something you want to develop behind the scenes, too. Like I said, a side hustle. Okay? A side hustle. I do see you getting attention, though. So... Of course, Sherry. Thank you. What else we got? Anything else that you wanted to ask about? I see so much like attention from young males. I see a lot of romantic attention, even though you're not gunning for that. I see people wanting to fuck, so. Something about this, though, tells me that you're going to be a little bit too aware of yourself. Because there was something to do with dissociation in sexual intimacy. So they are talking about how that might be in full fucking flux when you in March, where you might not necessarily want to be totally intimate with people because you're too aware of the situation or aware of yourself, or you're kind of like feeling out everybody's fucking energy, and it just doesn't sit right with you. You know what I mean? It doesn't like if the person doesn't sit right with you, then they're not gonna sit in between your legs. You know what I mean? You got any other questions for me at all? It's just something you want to check in on before I have to rave and then I have to get off. Yeah, it's so warm out. That's crazy. Another question. Something about missing somebody as well. Keep saying that you're missing somebody. Am I supposed to stay here with my family? Alright. That's a very good question. Very good question. Because you've been bumping heads, and it was okay for a second, but there's only so much you can ignore. So, let's see. Hold on a second. It's alright. Alright. You might be missing yourself. Okay. So you lost yourself in the next. I think it's okay to think about that though, and honestly, if you're talking about it in therapy, it's like I think you should dive a little bit deeper in the way you feel about that situation. Okay, and when it comes to dating and all that, because I know that's not your primary right this minute, but I do feel like there is a weight there that's left by that person that's kind of also causing you to feel very like, I'm gonna just ignore my thoughts, I'm gonna ignore my emotions, I'm just gonna keep piling forward, I'm gonna try to pile drive this out and pile drive that out, and I'm gonna remove all the obstacles out of my way, da, da, da. I think that is one of your main obstacles though, you know what I mean? Like, I know you think you can put it down and think about it later, but I feel like it's a now thing. I feel like it's a right now thing. Okay? I do think you should talk about it a little bit because it's been pent up and you haven't really found anyone where you can cement that type of relationship and be like, let me talk about this with you real quick. And now that you got that therapist, now you know how to use it. Use the help that's given. Okay? And I also do think that will play a huge part in the way that this next thing with your family comes up. I think that it's like if it makes sense, it's funny that you said obsession, right? You're obsessed with a certain way you're being treated, okay? It's kind of like when a fucking, a person got like a fishing pole, right? And they like dangling the thing on the end, and then you're coming after it type shit. It's like they always leave you with little bit breadcrumbs or like little offers, small offers. And just don't give it to you straight up, you know what I mean? So, with the family, it's not like you're hangry or anything like that for like validation or family anything. It's like you're pretty. I think you're definitely grown in your mind, but what's not happening is them releasing you, if it makes sense. Like, you're able to kind of move on by yourself and do your own thing, but they're not releasing you in some types of ways. They're still heavily reliant on you in some types of ways. Even though they might say or plead with you and be like, no, 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 go off and do your own thing. I feel like that's like all kind of a facade. That they are definitely still heavily reliant on you. That they aren't honest. And that's where I would say, like, the family thing, right? It's been unstable for a long time. It just has been. I think you need to recognize that even if y'all are close-knit, it's been unstable for a very long time. That, like, there's shit, of course, that you don't really know about, but also the things that you do know about, you know, you kind of put that in perspective a little bit. It's been unstable for longer than what you think it has. There's no way you can get your money up in a situation like this. They can keep you at a constant, but that constant is driving you fucking crazy. You know what I mean? Like, that constant where it's like the same day every single day, you wake up, it's the same day. That's why you gotta lay off the puff, the smoke, too. It's because you're, like, the moment that you stop smoking is gonna be the moment that time catches up with you. And while that is scary and it makes you vulnerable, it makes you feel emotional, it makes you feel angry because you start feeling the time, not that was wasted necessarily, but that was like overly sheltered and just like blocked off. Like, you start really, really gunning for yourself. You know what I mean? And you're already in that type of mode, but I'm saying once you lay off that puff, that is what's necessary. I just got done telling somebody about this shit. I know that experience too. You know, I used to be an avid smoker. I used to smoke every single day. There was not a day that I did not smoke or I did not take something in order to kind of warp my perception of the day in order to get it done. You know, that was my process. I was like, I just want to get this shit done, get it over with, whatever. But once time starts catching up with you, when you stop all that shit, when you completely remove it, it's crazy. It's a crazy difference. You start being able to throw your weight around, if you know what I mean. Like, you just start being able to, like, actually put weight in the things that you say and follow through and do them. You start following through on yourself. You start, like, looking at the way people treat you and shit. And, like, you start specifically narrowing down on, is that really how I need to be, like, treated? Do I need this? Is that something I fucking need? You see, I put the pop back in my drawer. You start seeing all of these, like, fucked up intentions or fucked up dynamics, and you're like, what the fuck is this? Like, have I really been living under this thumb for this fucking long? Under someone else's fucking feet? Like, for real though? Like, there's the carpet and shit. Like, have I really been doing this? Because if it makes sense, Hannah, like, you have a very strong personality, right? You're not afraid to, like, slash back when you need to slash back. But the way they've been doing you, regardless of your love for them, the way they've been doing you is ugly. You know? That's just the truth. Rave, I'll get to you in a second. But that's just the truth, though. Can I just say that, like, they're definitely jealous or side-eye you a lot because of your temperament, because of the way that you are. I think, like, it's the not give a fuck shit where you can pretend not to give a fuck for so long and you can still push through and still have some successes in your life. Hi, Isabella. They're jealous. Like, there's some jealousy there for sure. Now, would they admit that? No. Hey, Ivory. Hi, everyone that's popping through. I want to do with all my faculties about me. I agree with that. I agree with that entirely. It's just so. I know. I would say, was it even a fucking question? When you asked me that you should leave? I think that if you want your life now to
continue to move forward because you've been in a stump for a while, I think you should leave. Now, is that going to be a process in itself, detaching and detangling yourself from the situation? Absolutely, for sure. It's going to be, it's not going to be the easiest thing in the world. Like I said, because there is love there. There's a saying that I absolutely fucking hate, and it's don't forget where you came from. I hate that. I hate when people say that shit to me. Like, when you go big, when you get famous, or when you get money, when you get this, don't forget where you came from. Because it's one of the most, like, to me, it's one of the most disrespectful things to say, right? It's like, if I'm doing well, right, I always got to look back at the people who are doing like shit, or who can't do what I can do. I always got to look back at you and give you something. Like, that's disrespectful, right? And that's how I feel your family is. It's like every time you try to move on, it's like, don't forget it. Don't forget what you owe me. Don't forget. Don't do it. That's why I'm saying the leaving is very necessary. Okay? Very necessary. Because you can't keep living in this, like, fear of, like, oh my God, these people, I love them. I appreciate, things that they have done for me, but at the same time, keep making up excuses based on what they think of you and what they think of your life and how your life has gone so far being around them. Because, like I said, the stunt growth, that's where you're at. The stunt growth. It doesn't make you any less of a woman. Because everyone deals with this shit at some point in time in some type of relationship, whether it's romantic, whether it's family-wise, whether it's a fucking, cat or dog type shit. Like, okay? But it's going to be real interesting coming up in the way that they act towards you when you do finally decide to split. I would keep it under wraps just for now. And talk to your therapist about it for sure. Talk to yourself and your therapist about it just a little bit. And I would keep it from them, not to the extent where you're lying, but to the extent where, you don't feel like, because sometimes they just, you like to throw things in their face, right? I'm leaving anyways, type shit. Like, you got that little, let's be real, you can be petty. You can be a little petty. You got just a little bit in you, okay? And so I know you're tempted to just be like, "Yo, bitch, I'm gonna leave anyways." I'm running off this bitch anyway. Like, why y'all even starting shit with me or looking at me like that or doing this and doing that? I'm leaving anyways, bitch. I know, right? I know. You're excited. You're ready to get the fuck out. You're ready to get out there, out in the world for real. You've been protected from the world, even though you don't need it. So don't throw it in their face, okay? I know how hard that shit is, but don't do it. Don't do it, okay? This is for you and for you only. I want you to really prioritize you in this and be like, these are my emotions. This is what I want to do with my life. It has nothing to do with these folks. And I want you to keep that shit, it's like oil and water. I want you to keep that shit so separate, so fucking separate, that like anything that you're doing outside of maybe communicating with them and whatever, it has nothing to do with them. You know what I mean? You might have done it in the past where you're just like, oh yeah, bitch, I'm out, peace. And then you get stuck there for another couple months and you're like, fuck, these motherfuckers. I always trying to start shit before I go. You know what I mean? You goofy that way. You got that pettiness built in you. Or you just, you're bold. You're willing to say what you think. And honestly, a lot of people can't take that. These motherfuckers definitely can't take that. Okay? Yeah, Isabella. So It's jizzle. March is so big. It's exciting. I want you to stay excited. Just because you got bummers in the background does not mean you can't be excited. You can be excited. You can be anxious. Don't be paranoid because you have the shit in the box. You have control of it. I want you to know full control. Okay, full creative control. You got your tarot deck. That's a new hobby that you can also have in the background. What I like doing personally is shuffling cards as I'm kind of thinking about shit, because that gave me something to do other than my fucking fixations, which would be, smoking dope and pills. So that gave me something to do. I know that shit can give you something to do as well. And if it means helping other people and also getting a little something on the side as far as finances go, I think it's worth it. You do have a gift. You do have a skill. You have a confidence about you that, most other fucking readers up on this bitch, they're good at pretending. Okay? But you don't need to pretend. You just got it. So, start it up. I'm excited for you. For sure. You said I grew. What you mean you grew? Isabella. Alright, Rave. You said, my question is, sorry, Jizzle, I didn't mean to move on so fast without seeing your response, but I know you heard what I said. Being petty and shit. I know you heard it. Rave. Should I straighten this out with his fire sign? Should I leave it alone? I feel a magnet pull to him. Didn't mess with him because he is very lustful in his life. Rave, you still here? Gotta make sure you're still here. If not, then I'll jump to somebody else real quick and then we'll get back. But Rave, you still here? I said I'll be on today. We miss you out here. I'll be on later tonight as well. Valentine's Day. Thanks, Isabella. I'll catch you after I catch Ray. Alright. Rev, you might be a little bit behind, but I'm gonna get you. Let's see. Should you continue on this situation? I know that's kind of your initial instinct, is that because you're pulled to this individual, that you should maybe try to reconnect or rekindle or try to fight for this. What I will say is it makes you very depressed that this situation didn't work out, as much as you might not want to initially say that you're hurt, you're depressed, you feel some type of way. Love just makes us feel, it works in mysterious ways, right? And I feel like in this situation, you did happen to have feelings for a motherfucker. Even though the motherfucker wasn't no good in most capacities, you still have some types of feelings. But here's the thing, right? If this person is ungrateful, if this person can't commit to you, right? I can see that this person absolutely has issues with sex. I can see the intentions of this person. You said lustful. It goes a step above that. To be honest with you, this shit like incubus level, where sex is almost like a drug for this person, or they're able to drain people using sex, and it kind of breaks them down energetically, so that they're able to make their way into a lot of women's lives. Okay, that's just the type of dude he is.
I'm not gonna actually let me back that up. I don't think that's just the type of dude he is. I think that's a large part of his life is that he struggles with addiction a lot. And to say it's easy is kind of unfair because I don't think it's easy. But also, Rave, I'm there for you on the aspect of like he wouldn't be able to kick that shit for you. You know what I mean? He wouldn't be able to kick that shit for you. It's just that simple. You know that, like I said, and I think that you know, you love to have hope for people, or I think in the past you love to have hope for folks. Yeah. In the past, you liked when like people would almost cater to you or give their emotions to you, that sort of thing. And I feel like he started to do that, but then he reclused again. And it's not that you failed or anything like that. It's definitely from childhood trauma, for sure. But it's not like you failed or anything like that. You didn't fail at like, you didn't have to turn this person out, you know what I mean? Like, regardless of what you could have done in this situation to make him feel comfortable, he still would have never felt comfortable. And it's not because of you. It's because of his own dark issues. So you don't have to feel like disappointed, like as far as being disappointed on the situation, you don't have to feel like you're a failure, like you failed, or like you couldn't help him kick his trauma and da 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 da. You couldn't help him make it better. You couldn't kiss the boo boo. So no, you shouldn't have to kiss shit. Okay, you did what you felt was right at the time. You wanted to see how far the shit would go. You did get burnt out a little bit with the repetitive behavior because you didn't trust it. And I must say it's good that you didn't trust it because, like I said, he still struggles a lot with addiction and it's not going to go away. He said he was different, had a spiritual awakening. I say, well, I do feel like he is some sort of like, sensitive. I fully, entirely, I believe he is sensitive. I don't think he's kicked his behaviors. I just don't see that. Okay? I just don't see that. He's trying to choose himself, and I think he's trying to be different, if that helps you. But trying to be different and relapsing or resisting change, those things don't fucking mix, right? The amount of responsibility you would have to take for a grown-ass man is insane, right? You would have to like treat him like you're treating a child. And is that what you want to do? Or do you want somebody who's fully developed? Because that's what I see. You want someone who's in the development, like they are developing themselves, because that's what you're doing currently. If somebody is 10 steps behind you, you don't want to have to carry them to the fucking finish line, right? Yeah, he still has, he's still, there is still addiction there. There is still addiction there. Mental illness, of course, most definitely. A spiritual awakening is not going to help you kick those behaviors. What will is a fucking therapist, to be honest. But okay, you couldn't help the fact that you felt uncomfortable, okay? Because, you have every right to feel uncomfortable by his behaviors or by his situation, by the way he acts, and especially with his dissociation or his withdrawal, okay? So I think you made the right choice on this. I think you should stand strong in your choice of maybe not dealing with him. Because, you can hope and wonder what he's going to do next and how much he's going to grow and this and this and that. But that's, at the end of the day, baby, that's just a waste of time because he's not there yet. You can wish and hope and fantasize, but he's not there. In any case, he may never be there in your lifetime. People fucking relapse and go back to doing what they was doing before all the motherfucking time. Can you really take a chance like that on a person like this? who is in the throes of an addiction, it definitely comes from trauma. Okay, for sure, for certain. Yes, I want someone that is on point about their life. He was aggressive with me. I didn't like it. I pushed him away. You made the right choice. Okay, stand strong in that. Stand strong in that. You know, you cannot, you can't help but to feel that his behaviors are predatory, because they are. Okay, because they are. Because someone more than likely took advantage of him. You know what I mean? But that gives him no excuse. He needs to correct those behaviors before he tries to get in a relationship or get serious about any type of woman, especially if he's still enacting on those behaviors around you or any other woman. Okay? No matter what fucking, age you're at, or, how adult you think you are. It's like, grown-up shit is taking responsibility for your damn self before you try to move ahead with somebody who's serious about relationships. And Rave, you're quite confident, so gotta take a chance to pull me down with him in a dark path. I want to move forward. I know there's something for me. Absolutely, there is something for you. And the fact that you even made the choice when you was uncomfortable, because many women will try benefit of the doubt, right? Many women will be like, this seems like a good guy. At front, like, he's a good guy. He brings some things to the table. He treats me good. He treats me all right. It's like he treats me better than the ex. Da 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 da. But what they don't take into consideration is that there's already something going on there in the background, and that until they dig and figure that out, they should not cement a relationship with a man like that. So many women would have just taken it. Many women would have just been like, okay, he's a little rough around the edges. It is what it is, right? No. I'm glad that when you felt uncomfortable, you said no. That's definitely a step ahead of most women in your territory, and that will find you a partner who will listen to your boundaries, who will listen to your space. You cemented it. That is true confidence. Thank you, Isabella. Did we hear of anybody else? I don't think so. Alright, yeah, Isabella. Why are you facing playing versus yourself? I still have a septum. I just have a retainer in. Because I got sick of the ants dropping off and getting lost. So I just put my retainer in. I will have it back in eventually. I just like to switch shit up occasionally too. Isabella, are you ready? Happy Valentine's Day, by the way. I saw your message. I am, sir. All right. It's been a minute. Let's see what all changed. One second here. Okay, get that set up. Alright. Let's see, Isabella. See what they actually. I want to start with the oracle cards with you. Let's do that first. Let's start with the oracle cards first. Might bring up also some questions for you. I want to say a good way at the same time. I don't know. Don't question it. Don't question it. Yeah, you have for sure. You have for sure. All right. Your first card is Bond. Your second card is Anomaly. And your third card is Freedom. And let me get the book out so I can read you some of these. 6. Bond. Alright, Bond. The first card. Aside from a few casual swingers, usually male, crows and ravens mate for life. Bond represents a karmic relationship, a connection that goes beyond our everyday existence. Whether it is a relationship to a person, career, place, job, hobby, this soul level connection is deep and strong. You can feel it course within your veins. Bond creates an energy that pulls you closer to where you need to be and will tug you back when you get too far away. When you draw the Bond card, use this as an opportunity to focus on areas of your life that you feel deeply connected to, because it is here that you will find your strength to push forward or conjure the enthusiasm needed to reach a goal. Anomaly, the second card. This is one of my. I think this is my favorite card of the deck, just because of the way it looks. Very pretty. In a sea of black crows, the one that grabs our attention is the rare melanin lacking one. Something is going to appear, and it will be hard not to notice or avoid it. It is strikingly clear that what you encounter will be abnormally good or perhaps abnormally bad. Either way, it will stand out in some type of way. Anomaly may appear if you are contemplating an event within a relationship. You may find yourself questioning if someone's behavior, good or bad, serves as an indication of who they truly are, or if the situation was a rare event and out of character. Sometimes we just need to have one small encounter, an outlier, to understand a greater potential or to be able to rule out an absolutes. And Freedom. Freedom is your next card, so I don't think that last card was bad. Freedom. Freedom. Freedom brings the message that you do not need to stay where you are. You can change your position. You can rise up and see the world from a different point of view. You have the wings, all you need is the desire and self-confidence to fly. Freedom brings movement, flexibility, and the ability to expand your horizons. Whether it is some freedom to travel, freedom to make decisions at work, or freedom to splurge on your favorite meal, when this card appears, you may need to ask yourself some questions. In which areas of your life would you like to expand your freedom? What is your definition of freedom? Okay. I'll move the whole fucking table here. Alright. Changing styles and posting myself. Okay. Alright, Isabella. I heard you. High Priestess. Okay. Okay, so you've been working really, really hard on yourself. Okay, I can see that. It definitely stands out that you are definitely having more confidence. Okay, but more than confidence, it's like you're having maybe even more faith in your roots type shit, faith in your spirituality and your manifestation, having more faith in yourself, which is very cool. Very cool. Having a lot more faith in your ability to manifest, because some of this shit has been in the works for a minute now. So now you're like, oh shit, no, it really is coming. I just didn't know it really is coming. You know, I kind of doubted it before, but it really is here. I'm like, what the fuck? I think also it'll kind of get scary at how fast things happen, but you'll get used to that. Okay, you'll get used to that. You'll get used to kind of like, okay, you're second guessing yourself, and then the next second something good happens. You'll get used to that. Yeah, because they talking about your spiritual ability to kind of intercept sometimes what good is coming towards you. So the more you kind of like question it, it's almost as if it's like, okay, bitch, and we'll give it to you. Oh, you want to second guess the shit? We'll give it to you right now. We'll give it to you right now. We don't give a fuck. You know that's like right now, staying still, staying depressed, staying down, making stupid ass fucking mistakes. Like, you know that right now you can't really afford to do that. Like, you are serious about what you're doing, which is great. True confidence is coming through. You, like I said, that depressive period that you were feeling before, it was always temporary. I think you viewed it in that particular situation as long term, because other people around you kind of made it very difficult for you to feel like to truly believe in yourself. I just feel like all the attention was taken off you for whatever reason. So now that you're actually moving somewhere, moving forward with yourself, it's just freeing. It feels fucking good. Can't be mad at that. There is going to be huge amounts of distance between you and a male figure in your life. It's going to be more than likely the father figure type shit. There's just a huge distance with this shit, right? I think you're trying to distance yourself from it because it is something that the adults are meant to deal with, the grown ass people are meant to deal with. And you're in the position of like you're starting your life as a grown ass person. This is like, it's not your job anymore to deal with shit like this. It's not your job even to talk about it if you didn't want to talk about it. You know what I mean? It's just not your job. He said, I'm the first in the family from both sides to go to university and got into the hardest one here. That's amazing. Hey, you, like I said, you can't be fucking mad at yourself for achieving all that. In such a, like, this, for you, it felt like a lifetime, but it's a very small amount of time. And you already getting yourself established at a very young age, which is great. Very good. But like I said, the distance, initially, I don't think it bothers you, but later I can see you kind of thinking about it and be like, oh man, you know, what's going to become of this person? What's going to become of this situation? Is this for me? Like, is this something that I actually have to invest into and take time to like figure out? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No. Not in the current state that you're in. No. It's not. It's not time to deal with those types of emotions because, to be honest with you, it's like you're already invested in you. I only worry for my brother because he doesn't believe it. And he will with time, right? Give him the same amount of time you gave yourself. In a way, I think for a long time, it was constantly the roller coaster of like, oh no, do I fucking believe that this situation is going to work out this time? Or, you know, this time around, is it really going to happen? Are they really going to do it? Or is it going to be this and that? Just constant back and forth. Of course he would be confused, right? So give him a little bit more time on that, okay? He had an episode and was gone for a week, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I do. All right, it's gonna take him a lot more time. Okay. It took, to be fair, like I said, it took you such an amount of time because you felt gaslighted because everything was always a roller coaster. Like, oh, it's up here. No, now it's down here. Is it really gonna happen now? Oh, nope, gaslighted. Oh, no, no. When you shouldn't even have been a part of that situation from the beginning in the first place. So to have it off your neck and off your back, to have it away from you, and to have it stop suffocating you, I mean, that's a lot of room to move and to breathe. So, progress. Yeah, they said the fall before the rise. You felt very burnt out. You felt very stressed out. It's all shifting over. It's all changing. Remember, you're just coming out of your burnout mode. So, well, you feel happy now and you feel like you're going somewhere now. It's only going to grow. That's only going to grow. And through that might come fears and confusion and paranoia, but all of that is based on a past version of yourself. All of that is based on how you felt when you was depressed. How you felt when you was alone. Okay? Yeah, like all you gotta think when you're experiencing all these good things, all these positive things, is that you deserve it. That you did work for this shit. Nobody else took you here. Nobody else carried you here. You carried your damn self. Okay? You can't. Nobody can take that credit from you. They just can't. You did this all yourself. And if you believe in divine timing and that, you're kind of you just hit like the perfect age to like flock out and do your own thing, right? And then as soon as that happens, it's one after the other, like that, just dishing it out. You will see people envying your positivity on social media, okay? Your body positivity, most of all. You will see people envying that. And what I mean by that is people will be like, damn, you're so confident. Damn, get it, girl, whatever. Like, but in their minds and probably even in your DMs, they're going to be like, damn, you're so confident. How did you get this way? How are you able to do all this? How are you able to post this and this and that? They're going to ask you a lot of fucking questions. But that's just, like, that's just jealousy. I mean, that's just simpleton bullshit. I was feeling guilty that I did get into university. I was telling my mom, like, other people work harder. No, the fuck they don't. You worked hard. You worked hard. You worked very, very hard. Yeah, they say claim your victory. But you will see people being a little bit jelly belly type shit of the shit that you be posting. Don't be shocked when people come forward and are like, oh, wow, you really posted this? Or like trying to make you even question yourself a little bit on some of your posts and some of your actions. Like, oh, really? Like, this is what you did, though? Shading, low-key shading you. Even if they're joking, they low-key shading you type shit. Yeah. And all you gotta be like is, yeah, I fucking did post it. And what? What about that? And what you gonna do about it? I'm gonna do what I want with my shit. You got a problem with that? It's my fucking account. It's my online presence. You ain't gotta worry about that shit. Worry about your own damn shit. I can pick these up and reshuffle. He says so the whole world can look at it. Yo, that's right, Isabella. You gotta get famous somehow. You gotta get big. Alright, let's see. What's coming up for you? So I see fire sign energy. Yeah, obviously, that can match with you as well because you got that Sag. I see fire sign energy here. What about that? Fire sign energy. Okay, so fire sign energy is gonna be more like vulnerability with you. You talked a little bit about this, I think, with me, but your mood swings and that sort of thing, they're honestly like really not as bad as what you're thinking. I think people made a big stink about it before because you was in a position of like feeling like you had no power to change your situation. You're still gonna have these little mood swings and some little attitudes, some little fits, but you're gonna realize pretty quick that they aren't gonna affect them much anymore. I think most of that just comes from them being proud, proud of you. My mom makes it big. Yeah, like I said, that controlling type energy, that's all gonna shift over because you're grown. You're grown. You've been doing really big things for yourself. Can't you have a bad day just like everybody else? Right? Everybody has a fucking bad day. Let's talk about career real quick. Let's talk about career. Career, you're a little anxious on. Let's see. Career. Happy Valentine's Day. Career. Okay, so continuum with YouTube. Continuum with YouTube or continuum with online presence. There's a continuation of that for sure. What I do see you focusing on is getting some income outside of that first, and then also investing in yourself. You're sick of being broke is what they say. You're sick of feeling broke or being broke. I haven't started YouTube. I feel like a perfect time. It is. It really is. Honestly. Like investing in yourself in that where you can do advertisements and that sort of thing. Absolutely. It is perfect timing. I think you kind of have one eye open too towards certain situations. I'm gonna say it looks like with friends, okay, with friend dynamics, or people who just drain you in general. At some points I can see it feels like you don't even really have friends. You have people who like to act like they're close to you or try to force themselves in close to you. But I think you kind of already know that dynamic, that it's just like them trying to use you maybe as a scratching board, and like you have one eye open on that, and like seriously, you really don't want people to stand in your way. I don't see that happening because you're already very wary of it. You're already super aware of their types of behaviors. What scares you the most, though, I think, is being alone sometimes. Because you're like, who else am I going to talk about this crazy shit with? That's what you're saying. He's like, who else am I going to talk about all this fucking crazy shit happening with? But just realize now, sometimes you got to think, like, is it better to say something or better to leave this excitement and fun and surprise and shock to yourself? Okay? Because sometimes you can open your trap and then just feel disappointed by someone's reaction. And it not being how you want it to be. You know what I mean? Just be careful. Be careful. Don't go in with any expectations that they're going to be happy for you and shit like that. These are, some of them are bitter bitches. They gonna stay bitter bitches. You can still be friends with them. It don't fucking matter. At the end of the day, just as long as you know the boundary that is like, okay, I was disappointed when I reviewed what I was studying for a year. See, they gonna make you feel like shit over something you have accomplished and you have fought for. For your whole life, you want recognition. You want your own shit, right? You want independence. You're striving for that shit. And everybody else is going to see that, oh, well, what are you even talking about? You just got into a school. I mean, I don't know, it's not that big of a fucking deal. You did this and you did that. Like, who are you even fucking, trying for? Da 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 da. Like,
from the first. What do you mean? There's other chances. Be proud. Yeah, there's no way. Not at your age, baby. Not at your age. Especially with the types of people that are around you that are needy and always trying to be vulnerable and talk about negativity all the fucking time. It's like they don't even know if something positive happened to them, they wouldn't even notice that. The first thing that they notice is the negative. It's like, okay, so someone gives them a $10 bill, right? So, or $10 bill, $100 bill, right? Some random person is just like, hey, let me bless you with this $100. Their instant thoughts go towards like, oh shit, all this 100, this 100, it's just gonna go towards my bills, or I'm broke, or this and this and that, or I wish I was like that person and I could give away like that and do this and do that. Like they go down the whole route of negativity, of just like, yeah, why did this happen to me? Why does it have to be me? Like victimhood, victim mentality, right? Just can't be fucking happy about anything. About anything at all. So, not a shocker, right? Let's do love. I'm curious about your love life. I'm curious to see where this shit's gonna go. Let's see. Alright. You are a magnet. You're a magnet for a certain type of dude or female. You're a magnet. You're a magnet for the psychos. It is only because, like, you're in such a high energy right now, by the way. You're attracting all sorts of people, not just the cycles. I don't want to I don't want to put that in your head. I've had some people in my DMs, but I don't care about it, See, you're going to have, because you have eyes on you in general on social media, you're going to have a lot of these people coming towards you that will be like, oh, I kind of look up to you in some type of way. I know I kind of feel some type of way about you. I keep seeing you post and do this and do that. Some clout chasers, other people are just looking for an instant companion where they feel like you're easy because they see you on the internet. That's why they think you're easy. They think you're lonely because you are posting about yourself, right? Because you're choosing to share your life online. They think you're easy. And all you gotta do is fucking prove them wrong by doing what you fucking doing. Ignoring their ass. There ain't no respect in those types of relationships, though. Where it's like, oh yeah, I see you doing good for yourself and all that type of shit, but I think you're a little desperate, so I'm gonna pick on you and I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna approach you this way and try to manipulate it, right? Please, this woman came in and think I want a green card, no lie. That psychotic shit. They were overseas and that nigga was the one who was wanting a fucking green card. That's what he was looking for. He was looking for that fucking 90-day fiance shit. He said, let's get married right now. Scamming ass motherfuckers. They did say something about earth signs coming in for you, Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. Romantically, I see you being on the phone with some earth signs. I see you being on the phone or being involved with some earth. Okay? Earthy peoples. Earthy peoples. A little bit older than you, most of them. Most of them. I saw Taurus as well. Okay, saw Taurus pretty strongly. Now, some of these people are gonna also be into spirituality, into tarot. The only things that I think you have to worry about in there is people doing comparisons, comparing their skills to yours, or trying to be like overshadowing when it comes to their experiences of spirituality, or trying to like convince you of dumb shit, that sort of thing, where they're just like, oh no, it doesn't work that way, it works this way. During YouTuber Discord server, I guess there's not a lot of women there. They get so many white guys, so much Virgos. Like I said, you will attract other spiritual individuals. You will attract, for sure, the type of dudes that be like very, very critical of a woman pretty much doing anything at all on the internet, let alone being a fucking spiritualist. As far as like sexual attraction and all that type of shit, I could see people vibing with you, and I could see you maybe even vibing with some of their physical qualities. So,
what they're really saying is like pay attention to your supports, right? The people that genuinely support you, genuinely make you feel good. That's it. For right now, that's it. That's all you got to do, right? If you chose to maybe invest in some of these situations or play with them, that also wouldn't be a bad thing to have fun. To have fun, it just wouldn't be a bad thing. Yeah, they just say like don't be loose with some shit, like, cause a lot of the time you'll get into play mode, like you fucking role playing this shit, bitch. You get into like play mode where you say some wild out of pocket shit. That's what they be saying, and sometimes that can attract the crazies, which that's just only another thing you got to worry about. It's like unbridled mental illness. You know what I mean? Yeah, this is a whole new chapter for you, baby. Is there anything that you... I did see a Gemini as well, if you're curious about that. I see a Gemini. I see a Gemini maybe taking up a little bit more of your attention. Look like a virgin. Someone who's never had the loving touch of a woman. Look like a Gemini to me. Never had the loving touch of a woman ever in their life. Spent most of their time online. I see an Aquarius as well. See, look, they're all on your ass. They're all right in your dick. I still have hopes for that doctor's office you told me about. I got you. They think, what's funny is that they think you're famous, low key. Like, they think you're famous. I don't know if you showed them any of your shit yet or anything like that. They think you're famous. They're like, what does she do? She has to do something. They think you're famous. You will rub shoulders with people who have bigger followings with you, by the way. You absolutely will. Now, as far as like collaboration and that sort of thing, maybe, if you're interested. I don't want to see for a girl. I have my Instagram and games links. You say the only person I'm interested in collaborating with is you. I would. Make your fucking channel. Make your damn channel, Isabella, and I will. Obviously finding time for that and everything like that, but I absolutely would. You've been around on this motherfucking channel for so long. So long. You've seen every aspect of shit. Okay, now with that particular famous person, I'm going to be honest with you. I see them in a relationship already. He said, Satan Lucifer said, I like long walks by the banks of the lake of fire and enjoying mimosas by the moonlight. Me too, buddy. Me too. Actually, I wish that was me right now. Jesus. I see him being in a relationship. I'm not gonna lie to you, Isabella. I see him having money too. Like, you know, he's got something. But I feel like the person he's with is low-key spending all his money. I feel like the person he's with is spending all his fucking money. It's a very one-sided relationship. Let's put it that way. And I also do feel like he dibbles and dabbles in other people. So, honestly, it's not too far-fetched to assume that he might even approach someone like you. I don't know. I love a good mimosa, right? You should fly me to Texas. I'm just saying. It's not, I mean, they see you. They said don't get attached though. Don't get attached though. Don't be shocked if it's instantly sexual with this person. They high strung and way older than you. Don't be shocked when it's just instantly sexual. Saint Lucifer, what the fuck are you doing over here? What are you doing over here? They are 8. What? You didn't mean to say that. You mean 28? I'm gonna show you them, and end of the stream you got a bully. Listen, I am getting off right the fuck now. 8 years older. Oh, 26. Can I be next, please? Saint Lucifer, for real? You want me to draw you some cards? I can give you some oracle cards. How about that? Just because you goofy. Just because you goofy. And then I gotta, like I said, start my day. I really have to work out because them hitting workouts are gonna be the end of me, but I have to. You and everyone else. Fly me out. Show me what that person, who that person is. Alright, I'll give you some oracles, Saint Lucifer. I asked first. It doesn't matter who asked first. Baby, you've been around in my chat. It doesn't matter who asked first or who asked second. If I'm getting fucking tired out and shit like that, I'm gonna start picking and choosing my battles. And when a weird ass nigga comes into play, I'm gonna play. You see me at my worst energy and my best. Aw. I appreciate you too, babe. Nah, you always been a big supporter, babe. Alright. Lucifer, your first card is routine. Your second card is play. And your third card is community. Let me read them to you. Where the fuck did the book go? 36. Alright. Lucifer, play. Crows are not always so serious. They enjoy the company of friends and spend time engaging in play. When this card appears, it is time to relax, exercise your creative mind, and maybe your body too, and play. When we give our brains something different to consider, something that brings us joy, they will reward us by being more productive when it comes to going back to work. In a world where we are constantly consuming information, play asks that you disconnect and allow your brain to create some output. It is during play that our creativity expands. It is during states of play that our minds relax out of the blue and we discover solutions to problems that may have been eluding us. Routine. Every morning I watch the crows return to my neighborhood, and every evening I see them as they depart. It is like clockwork. The crows have a routine that they have stuck with for as long as I can remember. Routine speaks to things that we do out of habit because it is part of who we are. What is expected of us. In many ways, it is a routine that creates stability. However, it can also lead to stagnation or getting into a rut. Ask yourself, are you in a routine that makes a foundation for success, or are you merely going through the motions because you don't know what else to do? Damn, okay, Lucifer. Alright, 10 is community. Lucifer. Community. Here in Seattle area, we have 3 big roosts. The largest, I believe, is the one with the UW Bothell campus. Each of these roosts serves as a community. It is a sanctuary. It is a place for the crows to retreat to in the evening where they are accepted and comforted. Lean on your community. Lean into groups of people who you feel most at peace with during the times of friction or stress. When you pull community, think of it as a nudge to connect with a group that interests you. Not only will you find new opportunities there, but you will also become part of a group focused on a similar goal. Community may also indicate that you would benefit from examining your relationships within a group or belief system. Are your goals and your beliefs in alignment with your group's philosophy? Do you remain within the community because it is simply part of your history, but your involvement or participation is limited as a result you may feel disconnected? You may need to consider if the philosophy of the community that you no longer connect with is still impacting your decisions or your perception of events.
That's it. That's it.
They said put it in perspective. He said I sent you this card. Alright. You want me to look? So I'm gonna go tell my mama we flying out. He's so goofy. So wondrous. Oh really? That's who you talking about? Are you talking about him? Oh my gosh. I know who he is. Good luck. He does notice you, but he's got a lot of thoughts. Actually, yeah, listen, I know who. I can't even say his name. I know who he is. I've been seeing him a lot lately. I need to hop off because my ass fucking hurts. It's been almost 4 hours since I've been on this bitch. I appreciate everyone who came through. If you like this video, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications. Catch me tonight because I am up at odd hours. Okay, so I will get on this bitch at odd hours. Okay? I need to go clean myself up and get to exercising. I appreciate y'all though. Thanks for everyone who came through, who donated, who sat and watched this whole damn thing. I appreciate y'all. Like I said, I'll be on later. Alright, I'll see y'all. Bye.